Hello, everyone. Welcome to Under the
Hello.
Tea. I finally think I've captured a proper intro tonight. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today?
I'm Eepy.
Let's
You're
get
easy.
that proper intro.
There we go. I'm gonna turn that
Come
down,
on.
chat. We're not gonna be doing like this music the entire time. By the way, I'm gonna cut that off right now. There we go. Oh my goodness, chat. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. This week was a little bit quiet. I think after every like big blow up in the VTuber world, there's kind of like a calm down. There's like a calming of the sea, if you know what I mean. And everything's kind
The
of just
eye of the storm, as it were.
yes.
Mm.
Or you could say Shizzy's third eye because the guy has three eyes. It's a bad joke. But no, things in the VTuber world, a lot of things have kind of calmed down for the most part. There's a lot of little things to talk about tonight. We don't. Oh, and what we're not going to do, as Mizu likes to say now, and I think he'll be saying it till the end of time. We don't like to pad out things, so we're going to say our piece. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to tell us what they would like us to talk about, and if we can talk about it, we will. But first, how was your guys' week?
It was a week.
It was a week.
My entire business place got shaken up and everybody's leaving, new people coming in.
Except for
No.
you. Except for you, Mizu.
I think he's drinking.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. That's good. What about you, Lumi?
Chilling, listening to stupid shit on the internet.
Yeah.
I learned that. I learned something fucking dumb. It's like, okay, this is the only thing that I will mention about political stupid shit. Do you think California can get any worse?
Yes.
Do you think?
I lived there.
Do you think
it can get
some-
worse.
Do you think someone could do a worse job than Gavin Newsom?
Yes. Have you seen
Okay.
Senator Pan?
Well, get ready for that, possibly.
What's going
Have
on
you
now?
seen Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Oh no.
No, she's not from there.
No. Fuck.
She
man,
could
what's
be,
her
though.
name? What's her name? Kamala Harris wants to run for governor of California
Wait.
if she loses the vice presidency.
She's already no. Okay, Chad. That's how you know that they know that they've lost. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that like I know who's gonna be president. But if she's already saying, "Oh, I'm gonna run for governor," she already knows that Biden is lost. Just
At this point, just let Gavin Newsom stay. Because if she gets elected in, the entire state's just gonna disconnect
Yeah,
from the rest of the country.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, again, not to be political, but like, besides her arresting people for weed charges, I know nothing about this woman. I like literally the entire. Unironically, chat. I don't pay attention to presidents anyway because they're all old and dumb and stupid. But the entire time Biden is in office, I have heard next to nothing about Kamala other than that she's boring. People boo her out of the stage when she gets there, and she has done nothing useful whatsoever. So if she becomes governor, I have absolutely zero idea what she's gonna do.
She actually has she actually plagiarized college papers and no one cares. Is she
Didn't she
She
marry
couldn't
her
even-
brother, or was that somebody else?
Oh
That
no,
was
that's
somebody else.
that's one of the squad, I believe. Chat, you'll have to let us know, chat, if we're right or wrong on that. But that was one of the squad.
I don't know. I
Excuse
just
me.
know there's a very prominent female, whatchamacallit, politician that all the people love, that she married her brother for citizenship or tax reasons or some shit.
Yeah, there are three females that were put into it's either the House or the Senate, whichever one AOC is in, and they're called the Squad because there's three of them, and they all kind of like I think they call them Squad because they're like all like these POC people that got in that people are like really passionate about.
It's because they're young and because they're a part of like the next generation or whatever.
Even though they not only have done nothing but are an entire nuisance on the entire floor themselves.
They're also only young in like political terms. Most of them are in their 40s.
Really?
Which
I thought,
like for
I thought AOC
Alexandria
was like
is
20.
younger. The other two people in the squad are much older.
That's funny. That's funny.
But I guess they look kind of young, but probably because they're bathing in child blood.
Yeah. Sorry.
What?
I just came
We
out
know
of
I'm
nowhere.
right.
I know. That just came out of nowhere.
You know I'm right.
Chat, let me know if we're loud enough, by the way. I keep listening back to our streams and realizing I'm not loud, so if we're not loud, please tell us.
Look, all you gotta do is on OBS, make sure we're popping up into that yellow spot.
Oh, we're way into the
consistently.
yellow. That's why, because like when I listen back to it, I have to turn us all the way up. So if we're not loud enough, please tell us. I'm sorry. When you
So,
mentioned
I know
bathing in
we're-
child blood, I just lost it.
I know speaking of both politics and children, I don't know if you guys have seen what's going on in Germany.
Oh yeah, that wasn't on the
Oh,
thing that we could
yeah.
okay. Let me see if I can bring that up because I was told by some people that we are misunderstanding that Germany bill, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure what there is to misunderstand. Do you want to kind of give a synopsis of it? Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find
so
it.
what people are, quote, misunderstanding is it was kind of, the headline is they decriminalized cheese pizza, which we're gonna say cheese pizza, chat. Bite me if you don't like that. I'm not getting in trouble on
I
that
have
one
an
on
article I
YouTube.
can bring up here. I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and full screen and then.
But the
show
article, a lot of the articles started with the headline, Germany decriminalizes possession of cheese pizza, which, to be fair, technically not true. However, what they did do is they have basically made it to where if a judge feels like there's not enough cheese pizza, they can just throw the charges out entirely instead of having to convict.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
So what happens if you are caught with a like quote unquote misdemeanor amount of cheese pizza, you can get off the hook.
Okay, can I just say, any amount of cheese pizza should be a felony?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I like.
they're treating it like it's drugs, right? Like, oh, if you just have like a blunt, we don't want to charge you with drug trafficking, which is fair. However, that's completely different for the other thing. That's not how it works.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's like, because the one possible thing I can think of where this that there might be need to be some distinction is parents, and I don't know why parents do this.
Stop taking naked pictures of your children and uploading them on Facebook.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Your children are
Ilhan
going to be
Omar's-
horrified when they're older.
yes.
Okay, so it looks like Tachi said Ilhan Omar is the sibling lover.
Okay.
What? Hold
Okay.
on.
Is that so? Is that
Wait,
true?
hold on, no, I think I don't know about that, but I think no, I know that name. I've heard that name. Hold on, is that
Her-
the bitch from Dearborn, Michigan? That's a Hamas supporter and sympathizer. And
Yes.
That's her and Rashida Tlaib, I believe, both of them. They're both
Yeah.
part of the squad.
And she
Or
married
was-
her brother.
Or was Ilhan Omar also the one that it's some country that her family's from, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna put that country first before the United States.
No,
or
yeah,
whatever.
it was her, and I believe she was talking about Palestine. Chat, we could be completely wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes,
if we are wrong,
okay.
please correct us.
This is why you guys like should stop talking sometimes.
And no, Azahara confirmed for me because I know.
Sometimes you guys just keep going. It's like I don't know, but let's.
No, it's like I knew I knew I was on the right track. So leave me alone.
If we're wrong, you can correct us, chat. We
I heard that
take in
the
good faith
children
people only.
Are coerced maybe into sending news and be incriminating themselves. It's so fucking stupid.
I don't. My whole thing is, when Redux came out with this article, I was very confused, and somebody came and said it basically, if a teacher, they made this for people that quote unquote report this kind of stuff, and I'm like, well, okay, if I am a teacher and I come across a sexually abused child, I probably shouldn't get thrown in jail anyway if I turn this over to the police and say, hey, I found this. Like, yeah, you're probably going to need to investigate me to make sure I'm on the up and up, but I don't feel like you should be criminalized either way, if you're helping the child, like that shouldn't be part of the, so that's why I was really confused. That is the right country. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about politics though.
Nah, that'll be one of my other streams.
We could do a
Lumi's
mini
gonna throw
too.
herself on that sword.
Indeed, everybody's gonna say Lumi is soft uwu bean until they find the politics stream.
Hee hee.
But yes, chat, all you need to know about Germany is the headlines aren't as bad as they make it out to be, but it's still pretty bad.
It's freaky. All I'm gonna say is I don't like it.
At
at all.
absolute best, it is exceptionally poorly thought out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Kick Vito. Exactly. Dude, if I ever see Vito in the chat, he's gone immediately.
Who?
Vito, he is a co-host for Dick Masterson in The Biggest Problem in the Universe. He is also a self-admitted non-contact pedophile.
I don't know who Dick Masterson is, but okay.
All you need to know is that he is an LA comedian that sucks. That's all
Dick?
you need to know. Pretty much.
I see.
Yeah. He's also a pretty big misogynist. But like an actual misogynist. Not like the ones that people like to call out. He's an actual one. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, that whole thing was kind of crazy. Oh, you know, on the same vein of the Germany law, I found this today while I was on, sometimes randomly, Google gives me random articles or just random tweets. And a tweet that I came across is how, let me see if I can find it. But basically Google has, Google and a whole bunch of different companies are developing their AIs so that they can compete with each other. Because, Chad, if you did not know, the next big, oh, there it is. Here we go. The next big thing in the world is AI. There's no stopping that. That is just what it is going to be. And so every company in the world, period, is fighting to have the one AI, all right? It's like the rings here. You got to find the one AI to rule them all, because the one AI that comes out on top is the one that is going to rule the world. And so Google, all AIs need to train off of data sets, and every data set is different. Well, Google's AI decided to tell, a random person asked what is in the Google's AI data set, and what they came out with was kind of shocking. I'm going to skip basically everything up here, because all of this is just a bunch of random gobbledygook, just talking about random things that it went off of. At the bottom here, I'm going to read this bottom one here. It says, it uses Lion 5B, a 5 billion machine learning data asset used to train Google's AI models. And then down here, it says Google's AI models have been trained on child sexual abuse material, CSAM, including Lion 5B, which a Stanford study found contains over 1,000 instances of externally validated CSAM and over 3,000 suspected instances. So Google's AI has been trained on cheese pizza.
What the fuck?
Now, if you want me to be the most charitable on this, the only reason I can assume they're doing that is to know what it looks like.
Well, no, the most charitable interpretation is that this is an AI overview. It's just pulled something it found on the internet.
Yeah, but like, why is it in this learning data set? Is what I want to know. Why does this data set have all of this stuff in it? Like, what is it pulling from? I don't know. It kind of bothers me that this data AI, that this AI has a data set that just has real bad material that it has been trained off of. And chat, just to let you know, if you want to know how good Gemini is, some people have been showing, I think Mudahar did a video on this, people have been showing what what Google AI is doing. Somebody asked how to make a good pizza, and the AI insisted that you use glue in order to make the cheese better or something. And people found out that that came from like an 11-year-old Reddit post talking about how to make your pizza better. And I'm not shitting you. That is legit, unironically real. So Google's AI is not doing so hot right now.
I mean,
also, chat, if you're curious, do not put glue in your fucking pizza.
No.
I don't know what idiot, like I saw the post, I don't know what idiot Redditor was like, yo, you just put glue in the pizza, it makes the cheese gloopier like you see in the animes. You're an idiot. Don't put glue in your pizza. I don't care if it's the non-toxic Elmer's glue that you ate as a child. Don't put glue in your pizza.
Yeah.
It's
Disclaimer.
like,
Oh.
I think the reason why it might have done that is because for commercials, that's what they do is they add glue to like the cheese and everything to make it look like it. So that it might have been a mix up with that.
Yes. No. People found the post that it was citing. It was an 11-year-old like Reddit post that I can't tell if it was a shit post or the like I would have to go look at it again, but it was a Reddit post. It wasn't confusing like some sort of tutorial for a commercial. It was actually citing a Reddit post.
Yeah, the guy in the Reddit post was like, well, if you want the cheese to be like nicer and a thicker consistency, you have to use Elmer's glue or any other kind of non-toxic glue, because that is the safe way to make your pizza more cheesy. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it'll definitely look more cheesy, but it won't taste more cheesy.
I understand what you mean, Lumi, but you severely underestimate the stupidity of Redditors.
This is true. It's very true. Very, very true. One more thing when it comes
There's a reason Redditor is a pejorative term.
Yeah, listen, to be honest, if you are actively like using Reddit for anything other than just like quick searches, you're not on there for longer than a few minutes, you might actually eat glue. Don't ever be a Reddit mod, chat. Get out if you are. There are edible glues. There are edible glues, yes. I won't deny that. There are edible glues out there. I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm just saying...
Don't put it in your pizza.
Don't eat it. Listen, I've smelled glue before when I was a kid, and I was like, this shit smells nasty. I bet it tastes nasty. So I'm not really inclined to think that it would taste good in pizza.
Look, chat, here's the thing. The reason, like, non-toxic and edible glue exist is because children are stupid.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that they're meant to be eaten. It's just so if a child accidentally gets a hold of it, they don't get hurt.
It's so that you don't have to call the poison control place so very quickly. Oh, man. That's why they tell you to lock up the chemicals, chat. That's why they're... See, here's the thing, chat. Actually, this doesn't apply to just kids anymore because adults are stupid too. But you see those big labels that say not safe for consumption? That's not meant for you, all right? You aren't meant to be the one that is for. That is for the stupid child that you might have to watch over, all right? Unless you're stupid and you ate Tide Pods or attempted to eat Tide Pods or participated in that dumb Tide Pods thing. Don't eat cleaners or Tide Pods or anything, chat, or glue. What does Google say on making pepperoni? I'll let you figure that one out, Nashi. You can search that up. Maybe it'll mix up a little bit of Patrick in there.
You ever heard of tansabled? I'm assuming you mean transabled. I have heard of it. It's super stupid.
Tansabled?
I'm assuming they mean transabled.
Maybe. You are gonna have to elaborate. Helpful survivor.
Good thing I tuned into the stream tonight because I was going to make a glue cheese pizza.
We chat. You know what? This is why we do it. This is why I personally, this is my favorite stream to do every single week. I love interacting with my fans on my normal streams, but this is my favorite one because I do a lot of studying, I do a lot of work. I do this. And I saved somebody's life. I saved somebody's life, chat. Look at that. Murray, he is safe, all right? I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe the warning labels were meant for somebody like him as well, but I saved his life. Excuse me, we saved his life.
It was a group effort.
It was a group effort. Yay!
Someone out there is a reason the warning label exists. Exactly.
Exactly. We'll
That's
get to Vivian.
something you have to remember, chat. Anytime you see a warning label, it's because somebody tried it.
Yeah, oh no. Dude. Okay. Can I tell a short story?
Go for it.
Okay, chat.
Sure.
I used to be a Mormon missionary. I went out and preached the gospel for 2 years. And it was very fun. Kind of. Most days not. You were stuck with a companion. But the thing that every single missionary had that you did not see was this little white rule book. They called it the White Bible. I think we called it the White Bible, basically. The little white rule book contained 70 pages of rules that missionaries were not allowed to do. A lot of them were very basic ones, like don't have sex with the sister missionaries if you were a male, or don't hang out with the male missionaries if you were a female. Obviously, no swearing, no profanity, stay close to God, no video games, no music, all of the basic stuff, all the things that you would probably assume would make sense for a missionary. And then there were a couple random ones like don't go skydiving, don't go off-roading. If you decide to use your bicycle, please do not do heavy be very stupid with your see, a bunch of random things that when you read them you're like, oh, that's really retarded. Why would anybody go do that when you're supposed to be a missionary? And then you think to yourself, wait a minute, there's a bunch of dumb men and women out there. Somebody, all right, chat, I don't know who, if somebody can find the article and link it to me, I will laugh my ass off. But there is a missionary out there that went skydiving, and their leader found out about it, and that is why that rule is in the book. There's a reason why it says to not go skydiving.
See, Cryo's got it down. It doesn't say anything about sisters with other sisters. They didn't cover that part.
This is true. So men and women cannot interact. So to clarify, the male and female missionaries could interact, but they were not allowed to be alone. Basically, if there were two, because the men and the women missionaries, it wasn't like a man and a woman. So what you're saying is threesomes is okay? No, technically no, it would be sick, because you would have to have a pair of men, a pair of women, and then another pair of either or. You could not have just two pairs of people together, because it was too dangerous. And I will tell you right now, so the Mormon Church condones orgies while on mission trips. Pretty much. Yes. Pretty much. Okay. If the boys and the girls were horny enough. Yeah, maybe one day we'll just go. As long as everybody's doing it, it's okay. There was one skydiving Mormon. There's multiple, just not missionaries. Why are the Amish seem more tame? Because they were taught at a young age not to act like whores. Well, the Amish are taught you can't have any relation to technology, and they're not given any access to technology. This is true. It's very true. They still let the Mormons have cell phones, and that was the problem. Yeah. I mean, part of the problem with, because here's the thing, and I do get sending young men and young women out. Now, to be fair, young men can only go out till they're 25. Once you're 25, you can't be a male missionary anymore. Females can go all the way up until they die. You'll have a young woman who's in her 20s that goes out, and she's got a companion that's in her 60s. Which is crazy. This is sexism. You have, well, I can't remember why, but it was basically the older you got as a male, the harder it was for the missionaries to stay out. I think I can't remember. It's been so long since I was a Mormon that I can't remember. But, the idea that you have a bunch of young men and women, the men go out when they're 18, women go out when they're 19. The idea that you have the young, hormonal, very young adult people together preaching the gospel, somebody's going to fuck somebody. I'm just gonna be honest. And I know what happened because I heard many stories of it. I'm pretty sure I knew a couple of my companions that did it too. The rules were made for a reason, and some of them were eyebrow raisers. Anyway, that's my small story. Oh, good news. That's your education for the night. Yes. Yes.
You have interesting stories. All I got to do was build houses for poor people in Waterloo.
Well, see, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I didn't get to go overseas because the way that it worked is, if you didn't get any of your shots, which I didn't have any, you weren't allowed to leave the country. So in some cases you couldn't even leave the state. But I was stuck in the country because of, one, my health, and two, that. And so I feel like I got quite the crazier ride, because when you go out of the United States, I hear it's a little bit more tame, because not only are you in a foreign land where you have to be on your best behavior because you're representing the United States, but you have to learn the language, and you have to preach the gospel, and you have to memorize the gospel. So I feel like it's you're more incentivized to fuck up because you're on a turf that is easier for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
It definitely had some crazy experiences. I don't know. Oh, one day, you know what? I won't tell it today, but I'll tell you about the missionary that we all knew was gay.
Yeah.
I don't know how he was able to stay out. That was interesting. Anyway.
I mean, if you act straight enough, anything's possible.
Well, I don't think that was the problem. I think it was, how did he get away with being out when he so clearly was struggling? I don't know. I don't want to like talk about the guy's personal struggles, but that was interesting. I remember.
Did he see a hot man and just whisper "goddamn" and someone overheard him? Or what?
No. Did he have the?
We'll talk about.
I don't know. I don't remember how he sounded.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, let's talk about this later.
Oh, did he have that stereotypical gay voice?
I can't remember. All I remember is people would tell me stories after, because he was there. He left a little after I got there, and people would tell me stories about him because everybody knew that he was gay, except for like the mission president, the guy that was in charge, and so everybody knew. And yeah, but I don't want to talk about that right now. Anyway.
Okay, we'll talk about. We'll talk about the gay Mormon later.
Yeah, we can talk about the
chat. Yeah. Homosexuals make Akko uncomfortable.
No, it's not that. It's just I don't.
It's not that. It's something else.
It's not really even just that. Like, I don't care. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I've told enough about that shit. I don't know. Enough for one day.
Just the way you answer it. It's not that, so you are uncomfortable with the homosexual.
Sure, I guess. I don't know. I'm not. It's
okay,
though.
chat. We are a diverse group here. We are allowed at least one homophobe on the chat.
Very. And it rotates, chat. Every single one of us are equally homophobic at different times of the month.
We take turns passing the bigotry around.
Exactly,
yeah.
And it's all kinds of bigotry.
It's like a marathon run.
Just like this week, Akko's homophobic, and I have the in-pass.
No, you had the impasse last week, though.
Yeah, but I like keeping it.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Now we got a silly little commission idea. Just the bigotry baton just getting
the bigotry baton. Oh, we're a safe space, yes.
The bigotry relay race.
Listen, chat, we are an anti-bully safe space, alright? If you cannot be anti-bully with me, I got my anti-bully hat on right now. You are not welcome here, alright?
Careful there, you might get clipped out of context and put on another drama channel. Hey, if they want actual spicy takes from me, they should go see my other VODs.
You know what, Azahara, I...
Also, they're free to talk to us.
Personally, I don't know how much that's going to happen, because I'm not going to say anything specific, but I feel like some people are afraid to talk about us. For now.
Baton or torch? Baton.
For now.
It has to be a baton because they're both B's. The bigotry baton sounds better.
Bigotry baton?
Yes,
I don't know.
Instead of the bigotry torch, the bigotry baton.
I feel like some people are afraid to talk about us, which is crazy because we're still we're not nobodies, but we're still technically like lower than a lot of other people. I don't know. Anyway, on the subject of bigotry, on the subject of bigotry and hatred, let's talk about Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
I don't know anything about the original game, so this is yours and Mizu's thing. I'll just comment how I hear shit.
Thank you.
Somebody made a side-scrolling RPG, and everybody was like flat and paper.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be honest, it was cute. Oh yeah, and it's a decent It's a decent series. The first one I ever played was Super Paper Mario, and everybody apparently didn't like that one very much. I still think that I like that one the most because I don't know. I like the story. I like the rhythm. I felt it was good. But Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is considered by a lot of people to be the best Paper Mario out of the series. There's a lot of them, and basically after Super Paper Mario, all of them sucked. But this one is considered the best, and for the longest time, people were wanting like a remake because Nintendo's been remaking games all the time. It's like every other company in the world, all that they know how to do is, well, they make remakes and they make original stuff, but Nintendo has been making remakes, so everybody's like, are they gonna remake this game? It was announced sometime last year, I want to say. It was either last year or a little bit before, a little bit early into this year, that Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door was going to get a remake, and there was a flurry of mixed reactions for a couple different reasons. And all of them have to relate around kind of censorship and just kind of everything relating around tonight's topic. The biggest one is going to be Vivian, the individual. I don't want to assign them pronouns because nobody seems to agree with who Vivian is. But we're going to talk about Vivian tonight as the big thing because they have stirred a lot of controversy with the game. Sticker Star sucked. I heard it was really bad. I have the GameCube version. I am thinking about going sailing for a copy of Thousand Year Door. I'm going to be honest with you. But the old one. I refuse to play the new one now. Before the drama that we're going to talk about with Thousand Year Door, there was already kind of some rumors that they were going to start rewriting some stuff because review copies started to come out and people noticed that lines from the game had been rewritten. And as far as I know, people aren't really quite sure why they were rewriting. So this is one of the examples that people brought up. The one on the left is the original, the one on the right is the remake. Where these three Goombas, what they're basically doing is they're catcalling to one of the co-stars of the group. Because in Paper Mario, you have Mario, who is the main cast, and then you have a buddy that joins along in battle because it is a RPG, basically, turn-by-turn RPG. And so they're catcalling to one of the female buddies that Mario walks around with. And when they did... Goombella, yes. Who is a decent character. I've seen a lot of pictures of her. And when they decided
you made that sound really sus.
I've seen a lot of pictures of her. I'm just saying. People like to draw Goombella. I'm just saying.
They're catcalling one of the females. It's like, oh, I've seen some pictures of her. It's pretty nice. Like, I'm sorry, what?
You can't catcall. That's wrong and bad. Need to censor catcalling. Yeah. So that was something that people were getting worried about. Is they took out this catcall. And the problem that I think a lot of people started to have is, was this catcalling in the original or not? And I don't feel like we ever found out, really.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like, what I mean, and by original, I mean the Japanese version.
Yeah, so it was catcalling in the original.
Okay. Yeah.
It was kind of really fucking sus in the original Japanese, but
was it worse?
That's neither here nor there.
Oh, so chat.
It sounded very. I read the original Japanese. It sounded very rapey.
Oh, did it?
It wasn't exactly that, but it sounded really close to that. So, honestly, I'm a little surprised that slipped through the original in the Japanese because, like, they're definitely a bit more liberal with like sexuality as soon as you get past the censoring like actual vagina part. But it's still a kid's game and Nintendo is still very child friendly, so I'm kind of amazed that slipped through.
Well, I mean,
it's so funny.
To be fair, and I'm not really giving a pass to the Japanese for this, but a lot of Japanese anime, at least I feel like at the very least, there's a lot of stuff that I've noticed is rated for younger audiences, and I look through it and I'm like, in America, that would be rated M. And so I feel like in Japan, maybe either they're more mature or they just don't care as much. I don't know. But
well, I think a lot of people forget that what is considered like for younger audiences in Japan is kind of referring more to teenagers. Because a lot of people mistake for younger audiences being a show like Bluey or Blue's Clues that's meant for like small children. No, when Japan says for younger audiences, they mean teenagers.
Right.
It's like, okay, Akko,
yes.
Have you seen the TV-14 anime and what exactly some of them contain?
No.
They get pretty wild.
Well, yeah, just name off a few and I might know them.
Fucking what was one that I just recently watched? It's something about some zombie girls.
Mm-hmm.
And this necromancer brings some dude back
Zombieland
to life.
Saga?
No, not Zombieland Saga. It's another one.
Yeah. I don't keep up with the necrophiles.
Anyway.
Oh, Is This a Zombie? It's called
Okay.
Is This a Zombie?
Groping is normal.
I mean, dude literally talks about his fucking dick, man.
Oh
But-
man.
Is this a zombie?
Yes.
Evangelion. I have
What's with
not.
this lollipop chainsaw looking bitch?
Leave the lollipop chainsaw like a bitch alone.
Wait, what? Oh, did you post something?
Is this an old anime? It's got that ye old
It's from
moe style.
2011. It's from 2011.
Yeah, it's got that ye old moe style to it.
Yes. A
Groping.
dude turns into a magical girl and gets more and more skimpy clothes, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Oh gosh.
After being reincarnated by a fucking what are they called again? That raise people from the dead?
A lich.
No,
Necromancer.
necromancer.
The liches can do the
And
same
the
thing.
necromancer is a lolly, which is fucking great.
That's awesome.
She doesn't talk. He just imagines what she would say to him, and it's all different voice actresses each time.
Interesting. Anyway,
Wild.
all that to really just say, like, they censored this, and I don't understand why. I understand that, like, okay, chat. I feel like we can all agree, catcalling probably not the best thing. I think it's situational. It depends, and if you do it to the wrong girl, you might get your ass beat by her boyfriend, who's 6 feet tall. But I don't understand why this was removed. In my personal opinion, the replaced line, because I see so I read the context for this. The context is they're in this tunnel. They're trying to get to the next goal. And these Goombas are just here kind of chilling. They see Goombella and they hit on her. And because she's like, you guys are gross freaks, they're like, oh yeah? Well, we're gonna beat up your mustache bro and see how he feels. So that's the original scene. And then the rewritten scene sounds so much worse. They like just see Mario and Goombella and it's like, oh, you guys suck. We're just gonna kick your ass. And I don't know. I feel like the original one was way more, I feel like it worked better because here's the thing. When you have 3 random Goombas that are catcalling your
You're getting a little too
Goomba.
in depth on this.
No, you're fine. All I'm just trying to say is the original story worked better.
Yes.
That's
This is kind of a side tangent to what the main point is.
Yeah. And all that to say that like people were kind of worried because they saw, because like if they were going to censor this and rewrite this, what's coming after that? Vivian is coming after that. So Vivian, for those that don't know, actually Mizu, do you want to explain the original Vivian? Because you definitely can explain it better than I do.
I mean, it's not that complicated. Just the original Vivian was a femboy,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the dialogue is pretty open about that. The closest you get to them not being a femboy is them getting upset when their sisters call them a brother.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like, I can see why in America people would think like, oh, she wants to be a brother. Or he wants to be a brother. That means he wants to be a girl. No, in Japan, it's pretty common for femboy characters to get upset at being called a male without wanting to actually be a female, because it's the idea that if somebody can immediately spot that they're male, that they look masculine,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to look masculine.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so people mistake it for that. They also mistake the fact that Japan really doesn't use pronouns. They don't really use he and she. So a lot of people will see lines where somebody is calling them a male, and they will mistake it as just like a typical pronoun, is that, oh, they said the guy Vivian, or they called him he. Those kind of things. When a more accurate translation is probably something like they called him masculine or they called him manly. Not necessarily they called him a he.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously gives a completely different take. because you could be offended at being called like masculine or manly if that's really not what you're going for.
Right.
Mhm.
No, yeah. I mean, like, I know a lot of boys, like, especially in anime and Japanese media, where they're men and they're probably totally fine in their sexual identity, but they just want to be more feminine and appear more feminine. And I think the big problem that we're coming across, and so many people get mad at this, is that's just not acceptable. You either have to be one or the other these days. Vivian is supposed to be an Otokon. I can't pronounce that right. How do you say that? Otokono?
Odonoko.
Odonoko.
There's a lot of different ways you could probably pronounce it. It's
Okay.
easier to just say femboy.
Okay, but it is that what Vivian is? Because I think you and I were talking about that yesterday.
A little bit, yeah.
I know we talked about Vivian before, like a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. I think we did, yeah. There's a chance.
Because
Yeah.
that came with the Bridget thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it came with the brisket
I
thing.
I should have included a slide with Bridget, but yeah. So
Okay.
They got
No.
Bridgeted.
they got Bridgeted.
Kono.
Otukonoko.
Oh.
There we go. Thank you.
Otukonoko.
Thank you both of you.
It's like, okay, it seems like the top 3 characters that I always see when it comes to this type of thing is Vivian, Basket, and fucking
Astolfo.
Astolfo?
No, Chihiro from Danganronpa.
Oh yeah. I will.
Who they
am
also think is trans.
Even though he clearly states he cross-dresses, he is a man. He wants to be more manly.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I could rant because Chihiro is one of those characters where I totally understand, because like they feel like a failure as a man, but they're still a man, and I'm pretty sure that was like the entire reason why like they died is because the guy that killed Chihiro realized that Chihiro was more manly than they were, because Chihiro was like, I want to work on myself. I don't want to be just a wimp anymore. And
Yeah.
like
And he
Chihiro
got-
died because of that.
Yeah, he got angry. He got pissed off because he was full of jealousy that this cross-dressing little dude
A
has
loser in
the
his
balls. Yeah, it's like it has the balls to just be like, I want to improve myself. I want to do better. I want to get stronger. Can you teach me?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. I guess you
It's
could
also
say.
important to realize that it's not just that they're making some of these characters into trans people, it's that like the
Mhm.
insistence that they have to be by certain members of the trans community. Because I've seen a
Also-
lot of times that they'll say these
Yeah.
characters are offensive to trans people, like they're offensive portrayals of trans people, and it's like that's because they're not trans. They're not meant to be trans, they're not trying to be trans. It's not offensive to you because it's not what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just like, don't let femboys die. Don't let tomboys die. You know, let cross-dressers do their thing. Okay, what happened to breaking gender norms, but you're assigning gender stereotypes to certain characters because they appear some way.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. I mean, it's really frustrating because I guess speaking partially from my own experience, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows I use a voice changer. I'm a Bob. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. Babaniku. Mizu, how do I say it? I'm like butchering it.
I would prefer you say it on your own. You have to learn. Into the fire.
Babaniku. VTuber. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But like people think all the time that I'm trans. It's like, okay, I can understand why you might think that, but I'm not. And I don't know, it's just really frustrating. Moving back to Vivian though, when the I believe this was shown in the trailer, because the person that made this tweet, I do not think they are related to Nintendo at all. They watched the trailer, they took this screenshot, and this is what was thrown out into the ether. And what is being said in the screenshot is Vivian is saying, it took me a while to realize I was their sister, not their brother. Now their usual bullying feels heavier. And so everybody is reading that as they rewrote Vivian. I have yet to see somebody actually good faith come out and say, actually no, they didn't. They just switched around words. But from what I understand, these words are not in the original English version of Paper Mario. Because in the English version of Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Vivian, there is no mention of Vivian being a boy at all. Vivian is just mentioned as being a female, not trans at all. Just Vivian is a female that gets bullied by their sisters. And so to see this shows that they intentionally went after the lines of the game to rewrite it to specifically have Vivian say this. So it is intentional, and everybody can see that. And obviously, a lot of people are quote-unquote very excited because now the character that they've wanted to idolize as a trans person for... I can't remember. I believe Paper Mario is like 10 years old now. Paper Mario, for over 10 years, they idolized this character as trans, and oh my gosh, it's a big step for progressivism. But it's not true. It's not true. And in this slide here, so what I did is I searched around. I had some friends help me put this together. These are excerpts from different translations of the original game. I believe there's also an excerpt of another game, another Paper Mario game where Vivian is not in it, but it references Vivian, because in the Paper Mario games, they, I believe in Super Paper Mario, they had cards where you could read about previous characters. I believe that's what this is, but in every single version here, chat, except for one, it references that Vivian is a boy that tries to look like a girl. And this whole thing reignited, I guess, the conversation. A lot of people are very upset when you try and point out that, because what these people are doing, make no mistake, what these people are doing is trying to rewrite history. They are trying to say that Vivian has always been trans, that the original translation has always said that Vivian has been trans, and that we are just homophobic and, excuse me, not homophobic, we are just transphobic for saying that isn't the case. When it actually is the case, here in the Japanese version it says, a former member of the Shadow Trio, he may look like a girl, but he is actually a boy. And again, in the English version, Vivian is just a female throughout, and every single version that was released, I believe this is every single version, in the French version, German version, Spanish version, only the Italian version. In only the Italian version, it mentions she used to be a man, but now she is a woman, and proud of it. So, I don't know why the Italians, I feel kind of embarrassed here with my Italian heritage. But only the Italians say that Vivian is trans. I've noticed some people that tried to say that this was an own, but that's not really an own, because the Italians weren't the makers of this game. The Japanese were. So the Japanese get the final say, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
and then people will be like, well, but the English says. It's like, well, at the time, Nintendo of America wasn't as big as it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There was basically zero connection with the original Nintendo. And even if it was, Nintendo Treehouse has historically been probably one of the worst translation firms in the world.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is a genuine abject trash fire. A lot of people don't realize how bad Nintendo Treehouse actually is. They get to the point where sometimes if they don't feel like translating lines, they'll just cut them out completely.
Mm-hmm.
They do not care.
Yes.
So anyone who says, well, they said in the Nintendo Treehouse version, it doesn't count. I don't care what you say. Nothing from the Treehouse counts as an official translation.
No. And we were talking about this earlier. They aren't helping Nintendo anymore, are they?
No, the Treehouse was disbanded. However, everybody that worked at the Treehouse was shuffled around to other departments in Nintendo of America.
Okay, so they don't quote-unquote exist, but they still technically exist.
They still have an in-house translation team.
So the people...
And it is likely still made of the Treehouse people.
Yeah, the people that worked at Nintendo Treehouse, the localization... And again, chat, the whole reason behind Nintendo Treehouse was to translate and port games over to America, and I believe a couple other places, but their main goal was to translate the games. They are responsible for some of the horrible translations that exist. Didn't they do Fire Emblem? Or some of the Fire Emblem games as well?
They ruined Fire Emblem games.
Did they ruin Fire Emblem games?
They did. They did the Fates translation.
Yeah.
And Fates is considered one of the worst translated games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the worst. There's definitely worse ones out there.
Right.
But Fates is one of the only like AAA level titles that has a translation that horrifically bad.
Mm-hmm. Didn't people freak out about Shiver in Splatoon 3 because they thought she was non-binary due to a mistranslation? Yes. I don't think you can blame... Well, okay, you can't directly blame Treehouse for that, because I believe by the time Splatoon 3 came out, Treehouse was far gone, but it is possible that people that were in Treehouse probably contributed to that. I'm not going to lay blame, because I don't know. I would have to individually look into the credits for who helped with translation. I'm not going to do that, but maybe. Maybe. But yes, there have been a lot of problems with translation in Nintendo. Another example I can think of, and I wish I brought up a screenshot for it, is in Xenoblade 3. And this isn't really a translation issue as much as it is people trying to pull straws out of nothing. So in Xenoblade 3, trying not to spoil it, there are different characters, and they're all assigned a number. The number's either 1, 2, or 3. And people got it in their head that the 1 or 2 meant that they were either a male or a female, and that the number 3 was trans or non-binary or whatever they wanted to think. When no, that wasn't the case, because it wasn't one character that had the number 3 on them. There were multiple characters.
You're going around here. So
yeah, go ahead.
Everybody had a 1, 2, or 3. People assumed that if you had a 3, it meant that you were non-binary or trans.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because the first character revealed to have a 3 was the archetype where they don't tell you what their gender is, where they intentionally keep it very ambiguous and vague. So people are like, they're calling them a they, that means they're non-binary. What a lot of people left out intentionally was after you looked into the files, a ton of random people had 3s that had confirmed male or female genders.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm aware, to this day, nobody knows what 1, 2, and 3 actually means. They just know some characters have 1, some have 2, and some have 3.
Yes.
And it seems borderline random as to who got what.
Pretty much.
Because that was another thing they messed up, was there were tons of males and females in the 1 category, and tons of males and females in the 2 category. So even that part didn't line up.
Yeah, I think at this point it really doesn't matter what the answer to what the numbers means, but a lot of people were grasping so firmly at straws, trying to say, oh, like, this character has a 3, they must be like trans, and it's like, no, this character very clearly has specific gender roles. She's just a little bit more manly because she's surviving.
Yeah, chat, it probably is something to do with the coding, but I think the problem is nobody's figured out what in the game is calling the 1, 2, or 3, so nobody actually knows what the code is for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's probably some line of code somewhere that runs a check for the 1, 2, or 3. Oh, that's a good one, Cryo. Maybe it identifies what team made the characters. Maybe they had different teams working on different groupings of characters.
That would make sense, actually. I would be willing to believe that. You know, that's my headcanon now, actually. I'll accept that.
Because I feel like by now we would have figured out what line of code is calling the 1, 2, or 3 if they've been able to rip the code to the point that they know what characters have what code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Because, like, and this is one of those things where developers oftentimes put little Easter eggs or little things in there that don't necessarily matter that much, but it either attributes somebody that made it or it just sends a little message, you know, just little things, because developers are really smart and crazy people, and they'll include little things like that. So the 1, 2, or 3 might be an Easter egg. Maybe it's a secret code for the next Xenoblade game that we need to figure out. I don't know, maybe somebody needs to line up every character based off of their names, the first letter of their names or whatever, and we'll finally know what the name of the last Xenoblade game is. I don't know.
But yes, Dash, there are plenty of people that aren't particularly very far, like, lefty types that seem to agree with the Vivian was always implied trans, but that is because it is a meme that has been carried for so many years that people just believe it.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, yeah. I don't understand it because like I saw people on Twitter that were like, no, she was always trans, and when people would try and point out, because again, they gave some people, including Ryan, one of our fantastic friends of the show, Ryan handed these out. He said, here, look at these, this is the Japanese, this is the translation, you guys aren't paying attention. And people were trying to say, oh no, it doesn't count, or you're just understanding it wrong. And it's like, literally that's not how this works, because again, this one right here, this big one, this is the original Thousand Year Door. These two excerpts here are from a future game, and this future game even says again, a cute boy wielding fire magic. All right, and me and Mizu talked about this. If they got it wrong in the first game, maybe, okay, fine, whatever. Why would they double down in the second alliteration of it? Why would they do that again, you know?
Well, another very popular excuse was Vivian never refers to themselves as a boy. And my counter argument to anybody who says that is Vivian also never refers to themselves as a girl. So I don't know why you thought that was like a fantastic like slam dunk, like Vivian never said male. Boom. Well, they never said female either. So I really don't know where you guys are coming from.
And also, if they really wanted to change it on like current consoles for the original Thousand Year Door, why didn't they just patch it? They could have. They could have patched it this entire time.
Excuse me. I don't know.
And then you'll get like a bunch of people that are like, well, they're fixing it nowadays. It's like, well, that doesn't really count.
No.
Because it's a remake. And the whole company culture has changed. Oh, this is, I'm not going to go on a huge tangent about this, but this is something that really annoys me.
Go ahead.
Where people attribute ownership of a creative project to the company that created it. Like, yes, the company that created it technically is the owners of it. Legally they are. But they aren't the creatives that designed everything behind it. Like, you'll have people like, oh, this brand new series is coming up. I'm so glad like Sony is continuing it, that Sony's done a great job with it. And it's like, well, no, literally every single person that worked on this franchise has left Sony and they're not there anymore. So it's just a completely random group of brand new people that Sony dragged in doing this. So it's not going to be the same game. It's not going to be the same people, the same like intent behind it. And it's just something that always gets on my nerves. Because like, okay, did the person who rewrote the lines for the remake, are they the original writer? Oh, they're not? Why are you attributing like the new writer to the old writer? It just annoys me.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying, because like I don't feel like enough identity to a product goes to the creator, like
the actual person who made it.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like when you think of Smash, you think of the creator of Smash, because the creator of Smash is so big and so involved that you have to, that he is intrinsically like part of the identity of the game. Or like, let's say 14. If you think of 14, Yoshi P is...
Yoshi P.
Yeah, Yoshi P is so ingrained in the game. He has his own character that literally smirks at you when you come near him. He's like intrinsically in this game. He's like part of the image of the game. But I don't feel like...
Yoko Taro and anything made by Hideo Kojima, you immediately think of them as the owner of their game.
No, yeah, because they are. And I think unfortunately, some of them either don't do that because of the company, or they just forget to, and then the identity, it's like sometimes people complain, why is the identity of the game different? Because the guy who made the identity is not there anymore. And people just think that because the game company still exists and the game company still putting it out, doesn't mean it's going to be the same. I don't know. I feel bad for the Smash Bros. Creator.
Smash Bros. Creator. I'm kind of iffy on it, because he gets kind of wishy-washy and whiny.
I think he needs to stop making Smash and just go back to Kirby full time, because Kirby is honestly, I like, okay, people are gonna hate me, but I like Kirby more than Smash, all right? And that's what he did first, and I like Kirby more. Kirby's more fun. I
don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people wish he'd just go back and make more Kirby.
I like Eldritch Demons fighting little pink black hole. A little pink hole, I guess. I like that more than
I
Smash.
would not say it that way.
I wouldn't say it either. But I don't know.
It's why I'm not super excited about any sort of like Senran Kagura reboot, because now it's under Sony's thumb and the original creator's completely gone. The guy that had a quote on the back of the game's manual that said, "Tits are life, ass is hometown."
Mm-hmm.
Once that guy is gone, your series is dead.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
It doesn't have the same culture anymore.
I think even still, there's a reason why we haven't seen a new one is because Sony is unwilling.
I swear that this isn't related to Mario or anything Nintendo, but dear fucking god, how does Call of Duty just keep getting worse?
I was gonna ask you, are you done with Call of Duty?
I wanted to play more, but Modern Warfare 3 fucking sucks ass between people cheating and the fucking movement bullshit of fucking children on Adderall is stupid. But anyways, for Black Ops 6 apparently, it is rumored that 9/11 is going to be a playable single player campaign mission, but it's like, okay, they'll, in quotes, possibly do 9/11, but they wouldn't do the original No Russian for Modern Warfare 3. What the fuck?
This is a completely side tangent.
I know!
It's related
I know, but
no,
it's
not
so
yours.
stupid.
Mine's a completely side tangent.
It's
Go
it's
ahead.
related to 9/11.
just play solo zombies.
Don't say about it being an inside job, Mizu.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
It's just so fucking stupid because, like, okay, what they could have easily done the like original No Russian for, like, you know, the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. It's like, okay, which is worse? An American company portraying an American tragedy in a dramatized, like, you know, barely a milsim game.
Mm-hmm.
Or shooting up a Russian airport.
I mean, to be fair, the Russian airport is pretty rough, but that's the point. It's supposed to like shock you.
I have a question, Lumi, because you played COD.
Mhm.
Why is Nicki Minaj in COD? Does she play the game? I'm legitimately serious. When I saw that they put Nicki Minaj in the game, I was like, she must be some fucking big gamer on that.
No,
because...
the reason why they put her in there along with 21 Savage is because it was like what was it? Like some sort of anniversary for rap artists or whatever.
Oh.
They put 21 Savage and Nicki Minaj in there. I didn't even know who 21 Savage was before they added him in. But then they did another collaboration with Snoop Dogg. Granted, he had skins in another COD game, so that makes sense. And
well,
plus,
doesn't he play?
streams Call of Duty with his son.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm upset with that chat because listen, Snoop Dogg, I get. I'm gonna be honest. If he plays the game, yeah, maybe he should have a skin in the game. Maybe he should. But Nicki Minaj.
I still don't think he should. I want to
Never
go back
call
to being
COD a
milsim.
milsim game ever again. No, I didn't call it a milsim game. I said hardly a milsim game. I want better milsim games, please. And no, you can't call 6 Days in Fallujah a milsim game right now because it is very rocky. I want to play it, but I need people to play 6 Days in Fallujah with.
Yeah, missing much.
Okay.
21 also got deported back to UK. See, I don't know any of these people. I know Nicki Minaj because, like, everybody knows who Nicki Minaj is for the most part. She's all over the internet because she's one of the people that gets thrown around all the time. But I don't understand why she's in COD. Because as far as I know, I have never seen her play video games. If she does, she doesn't play COD. As far as I know. Chaz, free to prove me wrong. But I see no reason for her to be in the game. Like again, Snoop Dogg is, I would be given more leniency to. Because if he actually streams and plays the game, you know, maybe they want to add him as a creator into the game, that's fine. But not her. I'm sorry. You can, I don't get it.
To be honest, I started falling out of love with Call of Duty. Granted, it was a very short love. But I started falling out of love with the game after they screwed over Nick Merckx and Tim the Tap Man.
Mm-hmm.
Because you heard about what happened with Nick Merckx, right?
Yes, I know exactly what happened.
It's like good on Tim for standing with his friend and everything, but they should not have pulled Nick's operator skin out of the game.
It was during the time that Activision was removing people who were calling out Preds, and it was rumored that they started adding celebrities so there wouldn't be controversy. Okay, that's just like Overwatch in my personal opinion, and it doesn't work. People laugh at the fact that they do that. What else are they gonna add? Not random people that don't even play their game. See, that's a big problem I have with it. And maybe it's like just a salty thing, but I whenever I see somebody give a sponsorship to a streamer or just a celebrity that does not represent the fan base or doesn't even care about the product, like, they're not going to play the game after the time that you paid them. Why didn't you give it to somebody that actually could spread it? Or like, why didn't you give it to a creator that actually plays the game and works their ass off? You give it to Nicki Minaj, woman has billions of dollars probably, and you gave her a spot in a video game? Like,
yeah.
The fuck?
Why simple? Because COD's nothing more than a slightly more serious Fortnite now. It's not even a slightly more serious Fortnite now. It's just a more expensive Fortnite now. Since most of the skin packs are like range from 20 to I think there's one that's $80.
Look, I re-downloaded Fortnite the other day because somebody asked me to play with them on stream, and I can't do that. I'm too old to do that shit.
Yeah,
I have never understood, like, my parents looking at a game I'm playing and say I'm too old to understand this until I re-downloaded Fortnite. I'm genuinely too old to put up with that Zoomer shit.
You know what? That's
have you seen this opening menu of Fortnite?
I have.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. Where's just the play buttons? Just give me like I don't know, just put one that says join the battle bus or some shit. I don't know. I can't even find where to get in the game anymore. I feel like an old man.
It's so dumb. I want more games to play, and also, Arch, I seen that Space Marine 2 is going to be coming out soon. I'm going to be looking into that some more. It's like, should I get the first Space Marine or wait till it's on sale, or should I just wait for Space Marine 2 at this point? I don't know. I need more games to play.
Do you mean Space Hulk Marine? Or,
no, Warhammer Space Marines 2.
Ah! Mizu is hella old. Shut up. I'm actually the youngest of us three.
Yeah, I know there's a 40k Steam sale right now. I was looking at it before stream started.
If you want to play one of the multiplayer 40k shooters, I will buy it on sale and I will play with you.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay. Space
Only
Marine 1 is a great
sale.
game. Okay. I mean, hell, I might get Space Marine 1 while it's on sale, honestly.
Sorry about that, chat. I had to use the restroom real quick.
Maybe I can grab Tyler.
For Space Marine 2.
Wait for Space Marine 2. Oh, I'll probably also ask Tyler about it, since he's the absolute fucking nerd about all this. But also, the ultimate question. Is Space Marine 2 gonna have female Space Marines, since you can customize them?
I'm actually...
More games I'm introducing
I just want a game where I play a sister battle.
Strategy. You'll never need any other games ever again. Well, link me everything that you got, Arch, and I'm sure I will go down a rabbit hole and just stream only that.
Look, chat, the problem with grand strategy games is you need to have like 9 hours to just dedicate to one match. And we have lives.
I unfortunately work a full-time job.
For now. When you become a stay-at-home mermaid, you can do it.
Let me be a stay-at-home wife.
One day.
One day I'll be a stay-at-home wife.
And then you can do those
one
trad
sister
talks.
battle I had heard about. It was a VR shooter.
Mizu owns Hearts of Iron, I'm sure of it. I don't know, do I?
Maybe.
Well, let me ever play Dwarf Fortress? The hell's that?
It is autism on steroids.
Man.
So me with kids.
I mean...
Here, let me describe a thing that happened in Dwarf Fortress for you. Dwarf Fortress is not like a highly detailed game. It's more like one of those, you see the little pixels on the screen doing things and you have to imagine it.
Mm-hmm.
But they coded in drinking to Dwarf Fortress at one point because dwarves drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, let's make it a little more realistic. If dwarves drink too much, they'll throw their beer on the ground because they're getting angry and they're starting to fight with each other. So they coded that in. And then, for some reason, all the cats were getting drunk because the cats were programmed to like lick food off the ground. Well, they were licking the beer off the ground and they were getting drunk off the beer. But cats weren't coded to drink beer because they're not supposed to. So they were immediately getting as drunk as possible and dying due to alcohol poisoning.
Are you going to mention the child pit? Child pit? What
I'm not talking about the child pit. The child pit's very complicated and I still don't fully understand the child pit.
Simple solution, make playing your games your job. Arch, unless you're going to pay me the same amount of money that I make at my current job, I cannot do that. One day I will. That is a goal. And then I could be a stay-at-home wife and stream.
Also,
For,
I
like,
just checked,
hours.
chat. I do not own any Hearts of Iron games.
They retcon Custodes. I heard about that. See, I want to get into 40k because I like stuff like that. I feel like it would fuel my writing if I ever went back to it. But
No, 40k is a shit show now.
yeah,
It's like Mizu. I mentioned this on one of my streams earlier in the week, but I'm waiting for them to actually pay attention to the Sisters of Silence and just add the Twinks of Silence.
you know
mean, if
what?
it worked,
I get
it
back
worked.
into it if we have that kind of gender equality.
No, leave the Sisters of Silence alone.
What do you mean? The Custodes have females now. I want Twinks of Silence.
The Custodes should all be males, just like with video games that men have their own goddamn spaces.
Oh goodness.
Wafer, me, is very into 40k. I play IRL game, is very into the Wafer. Yeah, I know. You're autistically into 40k, Wafer.
Welcome to the group, Wafer.
Is Mizu getting Hitler particles by playing Hearts of Iron 4? I've never played Hearts of Iron.
Feel bad for Henry Cavill. The rumors are true about the 40k project he's working on. I know. I heard about that shit show. I hope he hasn't signed anything yet. Because, God. It's like, I know Amazon is going to try to pull a fast one on him. Or Games Workshop is going to. They just need to let that man do what he wants. He already got screwed over with the Witcher series. I don't want him to get screwed over on the whole 40k series he wants to do. Ugh. Please no, I want Sisters of Silence to get attention, but not like that. Exactly.
Oh goodness. Oh
Amazon
man.
would have picked or made a female Inquisitor and had the woman in giant power armor. It's like, women don't always have to be the focus of everything. The main character of the Fallout series is a fucking woman. It's fine. They already have theirs for the year. Let men have a little bit of attention. Like, come the fuck on. Cavill's army that he plays in real life is Custodes, so he's probably seething. He is. He definitely is.
So that reminds me, and I might side tangent this on us a little bit, but have you heard, we were going to talk about this later anyways, but did you hear about the, there's a game called Snowbreak Containment?
Yeah, we can try
which
to do
is
that.
about, it's a gacha game that's also a third-person shooter, and they completely gutted their entire English VA side because the VAs refused to do voice work anymore because they thought it had too much fan service. And the devs were trying to ask it around other agencies, like, can you give us like voice actors to do this? And every agency was just turning them down because they're like, your game is too fan servicey, we're not going to give you voice actors for this. So the devs basically came out and said, look, only 5% of you people were using the English voice actors anyways, we'll just gut it, nothing's lost, you can just have the Japanese voice actors instead.
That's kind of sad.
That's great. No, that's hilarious.
I mean, it's hilarious, but it's sad at the same time. Child, let me just let you know. I am 110% okay with AI being used for all English VAs and translations. Because at this point, I can't trust any English people to do any VA work. I want them all gone. I don't want them anymore. No more. You may use that with prejudice.
But what's something interesting that came out of this was, according to a couple different rats and little investigative reporters over in China, there's apparently a gacha games cabal over in China that is very upset with Snowbreak.
Yeah.
So something that Snowbreak does that a lot of gacha games have lately not been doing is every girl has the hots for the male main character that is you. So every girl is into you, every girl wants to date you, that's just how they run. Something you wouldn't really notice unless you're really big on gacha games is, for some reason, a lot of gacha games have been putting a lot more emphasis on the female characters having independent relationships with different characters within the world, which is kind of fine with like story to a degree, but you have to understand like who you're marketing to. So it came out that supposedly the gacha game cabal in China is trying to force this idea of the female characters having outside relationships instead of with the player character to intentionally kneecap new games, because the drop in profits when you do that is so severe that a lot of other gacha companies can't compete.
That's
And
interesting.
part of what they are using to do this, or part of what they're pushing to do this, is fake statistics on how many women play their games. When I say gacha game cabal, apparently the gacha game cabal includes Tencent, Hippogriff, and Yostar.
And these are some of the big ones.
Yeah. It includes a couple other companies. It is unconfirmed, but there are a lot of people pushing this information from the Chinese side.
That's really
And
interesting.
one of the things a lot of people brought up was through data mining, like what kind of accounts are registered to the different games, through like leaks and stuff that happened. The numbers these companies are putting out, as far as like what people are buying and what their gender diversity ratio is in players, are just lies. Particularly with like their numbers of how many female players they have. It looks like they're cooking the books to make it seem like there is a much higher percentage of women interested in these games than there actually is.
Why?
Because then it convinces smaller startup companies to pander to the same group that they're supposedly making all this money off of, and then they don't make any money and they just flop.
Oh, so that
Jeez.
they're I never thought of this before. Do you think some companies are trying to use DEI to make other companies fail because they know it sucks?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so deep. That is, one, devious, and two, not something I've ever thought of before. It's kind of smart. Kind of smart,
Because
Chad.
think about it, because people talk about how much money Disney loses, but if Disney can convince other smaller companies to follow their lead, Disney can afford to lose that money. And to some degree, they're still going to end up making a profit. It's just going to be a smaller profit. But smaller companies, if they're following their lead, probably won't make any money.
No.
They're just going to flop entirely.
It all makes sense now. You can lose money as long as you make sure everybody's losing money, because you'll still lose less money because you're the king. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
once you're a certain size, you can just ignore it.
Holy shit. You know what? New conspiracy theory. None of these companies actually care about DEI. They just want to get the small guys to do it so they can remain on top. Wow. Wipe out the competition. Exactly. Wow. I never have thought of it like that before.
It's wild.
That
and
is-
this came all from Snowbreak
That's so wild. What the hell?
refusing to follow the same platform that all the others have been doing.
Uh-huh. Good on them.
I mean, have you guys been keeping up with Kirsha's bridge streams and all that with DEI and all and whatever?
Not really, because they're kind of depressing to listen to. They're kind of depressing to listen to.
If companies are saying that they're rolling back the DEI initiative, they're lying. They're just repackaging it with new words. Is that they don't plan on changing anything. They're not. They want to make it part of everyday life so you can't escape from it. So then all you can do is either conform or get chastised by the rest of society.
Oh, I believe that. I just
Under the Tea today? Yeah, Under the Tea is supposed to be Tuesdays. It's just the last couple weeks we had some problems come up.
Tuesdays.
You mean Thursday?
Thursdays. Sorry, I'm a little tired. We're sleepy today.
You're fine. I was like, wait, what?
Thinking about all the game studios closing down after major video game flops that pushed DEI really hard. See, think about a lot of them. A lot of them are getting shuttered, but they're owned by bigger companies. So they're getting forcibly shuttered by the bigger companies.
Yep.
And what's interesting is some of them are using the DEI failures as an excuse to close profitable studios. Like this came on the heels of the Hi-Fi Rush studio getting closed down. They
Hi-Fi Rush was
killed
great.
it. Hi-Fi Rush was great, and they killed it. They made a banger amount of money for how much they spent, but their studio still got closed down to cover DEI losses. That doesn't make any sense. They're keeping the DEI companies that are losing tons of money open, and then shuttering the ones that aren't DEI that are making tons of money.
Mm-hmm. The only company I'm weird about with DEI is Square, because they nuked their DEI department after selling all their Western studios. Well, it's one of those things where you're just going to have to wait and see. I do think some companies are abandoning it because they realize it's not only a waste of time, but it's a major waste of money. That there is no money to be made in it. Nobody cares. And I'm not going to say where I got it, but I firmly believe that companies are, like Lumi said, I think companies are still thinking that is the way to go. I'm not quite sure why they think it is the way to go, because it is very...
That's how they get funding.
Well, I mean, fair, but it is very obvious, seeing how people respond to it in the first place, that nobody cares and nobody wants it. So eventually, there's not going to be any money left over, because there is only a finite amount of money that these people have. And when they reach the end of it, there's not going to be any more of it. So I know it's going to drop one day.
I think... I was gonna say something.
My apologies.
I had a good way I was going, and I can't remember.
I'm so sorry.
That was good. Oh no! So there's a saying, chat, right? Never attribute to malice that which can be attributed to ignorance. At some point, your ignorance becomes so bad, and there's so many people involved in it telling you that you're ignorant, that the only explanation is malice. And I think that needs to be added to that quote. That at some point the only explanation is malice. I genuinely can't see any other reason why they're so adamantly refusing what everyone is telling them and what the actual books are saying, like their actual profit margins are saying, other than they're intentionally doing something scummy and they have some kind of plan.
I agree. Don't worry, chat. We see the bending spoon as well. We realize that something's fucked up.
Exactly. Also, somebody in chat said, wouldn't they lose the IPs? No, because when your company gets bought by these larger companies, they basically take your IP.
Yes. Yeah, pretty
much. So they technically leave it in your company for, like, I think it's tax reasons. I'm not 100% sure how it works. But eventually, when they shutter your company, they just take the IPs with them.
Because then they can do whatever they want with it later. If there is some way to make any use of it, it is theirs to do whatever they want, and you can't do anything with it.
Well, and in the few cases I've seen where for some reason they can't take the IP, all they do is they just fire everybody from your company, start a brand new company with the exact same name as yours, and then be like, well, here it is, because they technically own your company's IP.
Yeah.
So they can get around it either way, they don't care.
Pretty much. I don't know, it's pretty scummy. And again, like, with what Kira's just saying, like, I do believe that, like, the quote-unquote DI is not over. Because it's very obvious that it's not over. I mean, look at what's happening with Assassin's Creed. They're making Yasuke a fake samurai, LGBTQ. I don't know how you can make a slave samurai in feudal Japan gay or trans or lesbian or whatever they want to make him, but they're gonna do it, and it's very obvious that this isn't over, and it's not going to be over for a long time. It doesn't mean that you should quit trying to fight it, though, because you should. You should just not be willing to accept that they are done, because they're not.
It's wild what they're doing with the Yasuke thing.
It is.
I'm also, chat, maintaining my prediction that the very few Japanese people that are fine with the Yasuke history revisionism are probably going to change their minds when it turns out Oda is a Templar working with the British, and they try and like shit all over his legacy. Because Japanese people tend to have a very positive view of Oda.
Oh yeah, he is like a pretty big deal to them. And if they do him dirty, I mean, like, they already don't even really like how things are being treated right now anyway. It's just gonna be even worse.
I think a lot of people forget, like, part of their enjoyment of Oda, or of Yasuke, was the fact that he was Oda's retainer.
Mm-hmm.
It literally part of his popularity is that he came with Oda.
Like, without Oda, he is basically, again,
he's just a random guy.
He's just a random guy that existed in feudal Japan. I mean, if it wasn't for Oda, he wouldn't even be in Japan, because the only reason why he ended up in Japan is because Oda saw him and was like, wow, that's really cool. That guy's really tall. That guy is not like anybody here. I kind of want him. And then Oda bought him.
Oh, because somebody in chat mentioned this. There was a rumor going around that the lady who wrote the game had written a book about why it's okay to like get freaky with kids.
I did hear that rumor.
She did write the book. She did not do writing on the new Assassin's Creed, but she did work with the people doing it. She was brought in as a consultant.
Mm-hmm. And let's reiterate this, chat. Most of the people, I have actually seen pictures, most of the people that worked on this game about feudal Japan, a long time ago, has a black man in it. And the people that write it are all white women or just white men. I didn't see any other colored people there. Think about that for a moment. It's kind of messed up in my opinion.
Didn't bring in a single Japanese person.
Exactly. Why? Why would you?
My favorite meme is Ubisoft put out like a newsletter talking about their commitment towards history, and it had a picture at the top of it of a black guy wearing a very strange like garb that did not look Japanese at all.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody found out it was based on a completely different African like folk legend from South Africa, and had literally nothing to do with Yasuke.
You wanna know what's sad? So you know there's been pictures surfacing around of a statue of Yasuke.
That's what I'm talking about.
Was it that So it was that statue.
That was the picture they used for that statue. It is a random, completely different guy in South Africa. Has nothing to do with Yasuke, but Ubisoft was posting it as a picture everywhere in their article talking about how committed they were to historical accuracy.
Isn't that amazing, chat? Isn't that absolutely amazing? And people defend that. Like, I had people telling me that I was wrong about Yasuke, and I was like, no, I'm really not. Like, I did very basic research, and this is just so fucked. Like, again, I have no problem with, like, having diverse characters in a game, but this is so blatantly wrong that I have to assume that these people are just racist. I remember somebody saying it's just like cultural appropriation, because that's what it is. They know nothing about the culture, they know nothing about the people. All they want to do is just appropriate it to make it look as pretty as they think it is. That's all it is.
So I will clarify, chat. The artist was a bit livid over the fact that she was not credited, and that they were completely misunderstanding what her sculpture was about. However, as far as I'm aware, she does not actually mind the whole Yasuke thing. She's kind of on their side on that. Her thing is more like, I made this and you're just like claiming it and for somebody else and not crediting me.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, they don't care. You shouldn't care either, because it's in the name of diversity, ma'am.
I think she's a really good example of how like really stupid people allow this kind of stuff to just continue when it doesn't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole thing is, she's like, well, you know, I'm kind of on their side, but it kind of sucks that they stole my shit and they don't even care about like where it came from. And it's like, do you not kind of hear yourself when you say that? Like, you're defending these people and you openly acknowledge that they literally do not care about you, about your culture. They don't care about him or his culture. They just want to use it for internet points.
Yeah. Isn't that sad, chat?
Like, have you not realized that? Does that not make you not like them?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just weird. Because I bring this up with people a lot, like, stop supporting them if you can tell that they don't care about you.
I feel like you almost have to use perverted as a way of like trying to explain it, because it does feel like that. It feels like a perverted sense of what is right, and it's just kind of sad to look at. It's such an amalgamation of what the truth is that it's almost unbelievable, and you have to look at it in order to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just disgusting in a way. I don't know. Yet I'm the racist one because I want it to be historically accurate.
Oh,
And speaking of racism,
Speaking of what? Speaking of racism.
speaking of racism, and also I seen that JT mentioned BLM. Did you guys see that a BIPOC on George Floyd is going to be released?
I don't want to touch that
Oh.
with a 50-foot pole, but yes, I did see
Fair
that was
enough.
coming. And that is coming.
funny.
Yes, chat. I'm sure it'll be.
If
very
you want to
accurate.
watch the George Floyd story, be ready to see it on Netflix or whatever shitty site they throw it out on.
Exactly.
Be ready for my review on my channel.
Lumi will. It sounds like Lumi will do a review. I will not.
Oh my god.
I will not.
It's just
My
I choose
opinion
to
is it's a
hold
shit
on.
show. That's my opinion. It's a shit show.
Look, guys, I'm already 4 Twitters down. I'm holding my tongue tonight.
You're for Twitter
Four
down,
Twitters.
yeah. There is no God, yeah.
There's
The
no
memes. The memes are going to be beautiful.
Mm.
I hope Phillian does a review.
It's being made by Netflix, yes, and it's being told from the perspective of his baby mama and his daughter.
Yes, chat, I am down 4 Twitters, so if you want to keep in touch with my stuff, I have a Blue Sky and I have a Tumblr now.
Yep.
Fucking Twitter won't have me, but Tumblr will. Eat your heart out, Elon. Free speech my ass.
Miguel, actually, they are going to. They are going to talk about that. They even said that in the little synopsis. Well, not synopsis, but yeah.
Oh, it talks about the pregnant. Oh, I forgot about that. Why do we idolize people that? We talked about this last week with Shizzy. Why do we idolize people that have wrong intentions?
No
We're
idea what Blue Sky is? It's a Twitter alternative.
It's a Twitter alternative that doesn't let you post your own GIFs.
Yeah, you gotta understand, it's whatchamacallit. It's just starting out. It's just a small social company.
Isn't Blue Sky also made by Jack Dorsey?
I don't think so.
No.
I'm pretty sure Jack Dorsey took his money and fucking ran.
No, he made another social media site.
Very disappointed with you for having a Tumblr.
Yeah, Jack
Look,
Dorsey
they took my
made Blue
Twitter.
Sky. Yeah, Blue Sky is Jack Dorsey. And then he... So what I believe happened is he made it, and then they told him to leave because he's no longer involved in it.
That's weird.
Yeah. I think he's a cuck. Unironically.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I have no opinion other than just, okay,
It's
make
pretty
the
hilarious
documentary.
that while a ton of people still think Jack Dorsey is the CEO and sole decision maker at Blue Sky, in actuality, he hates the platform so much he deleted his account.
That's funny.
I think he got chased
That's
out of his own
fucking
place.
funny.
Isn't that funny, chat? He got chased out of Twitter, and he got chased out of Blue Sky. I don't think he should be making any more platforms. He clearly can't handle them.
Bring back MySpace. MySpace will never be as good as it was back in the day.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of niche platforms, do you know where I'm hearing people need to stream next?
If you say LinkedIn again, I'm going to shake you.
No, really. I'm hearing people say that LinkedIn is now becoming a place for people to upload their content. I'm not saying that it's a great idea, but LinkedIn is actually trying to run up and match with other platforms. I am not shitting you. That is what they are trying to do.
Did Jack Dorsey accidentally become based when he made Blue Sky?
Why?
The reason he's leaving everything is he's mad that he couldn't get it to be a decentralized platform, and he thinks decentralized platforms are the future.
Oh yeah, he wanted it to be like the Fediverse. He wanted it. He wanted Twitter, but Fediverse.
When did Jack Dorsey become accidentally based?
I mean, hey, I can post gore on there, so I don't care.
Yeah, they just defederate for having to see the
I thought
the
LinkedIn was
wounds.
supposed to be for business and job networking. Guys, we might need to do this one day and go through like LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is where all the upper middle class boomers go to shit on each other.
Yeah, kind of. Because here's the thing with LinkedIn, everybody's got their names there. I know. I'm pretty sure that you can be a VTuber there, but like a lot of people on LinkedIn have their real names and their real professions on there. So like if you just go on there, like people complain about doxing, that is a place where people find doxes, and that's just because you don't pay it. Nobody's like paying attention to the fact that they put that shit there in the first place.
No, I'm talking about the social aspect of LinkedIn. The boomers on LinkedIn are constantly fighting with each other in like some of the most like knuckled out, drag out ways I've ever seen that puts like Twitter kids to shame.
They probably do, but I don't know.
The boomers
LinkedIn
love
is
the war.
weird. And all I know is I've been watching YouTubers that say LinkedIn is looking interesting right now. I wouldn't put a bet on it, but LinkedIn is looking interesting right now.
Not looking interesting to me. It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you.
I don't know.
It's never gonna happen with LinkedIn.
No, you don't think so?
Because you have to get past reputation, and LinkedIn is never going to get over its reputation as boomer doxing site.
Fair enough.
They'd also have to do a complete rewrite of just how the site works in general.
Well, I think they're slowly doing that because again, they're adding videos, and who knows, maybe they'll add shorts.
Yeah, but they're adding videos for like video conferences. Because you have
I
to
don't
think
know.
about like how the system itself functions. The system itself functions as if it was like a video conference system. It's like using ye old Skype before Skype got a little bit better. Nobody wants to go back to that.
I just think it's interesting that people are saying to post videos there. Like, actively post videos there. I don't know, chat. Do you think we should do that? I don't know. That's kind of weird.
You can't. I ain't going over that hellhole.
I mean, if I'm shown data, and whenever Pago tells me to do something, he oftentimes is backing it up with data. But if he shows me data that LinkedIn is worth using, I'll consider it. Do it on a burner. Obviously, I wouldn't use my actual information. That'd be stupid. What boomer's gonna use it to watch things on other than presentations? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've been... Because I study a lot of this shit. Whenever I find out something new, I try and spread the knowledge. Because I believe that everybody deserves to have a Lamborghini in their garage, along with a full library. So...
No, you don't. I wouldn't wish a Lamborghini on anybody. Those cars are shit.
I know.
If you tap a B, that thing's gonna fall apart.
You're not wrong, but what I'm trying to say is, chat. I'm trying to
muscle
study.
car like a real American.
I do a lot of studying, and whenever I find out something interesting, I spread it, and I tell these two. Anyway, let us move on. Have we talked about the Pokemon fan game that is being called Transphobic? Yeah. Pokerogue. Now that is another one that Mizu, I feel like, knows more about.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give chat like the absolute most transphobic thing that the dev has done, and then we can work backwards from there because everything else is hilarious, and it seems like people just trying to write in a reason that doesn't exist. So the most transphobic thing he's done is he basically said that as a Christian, he did not agree with changing your gender. He said this in private. He didn't say it to like a bunch of people, and he didn't like shit on a bunch of trans people. He just told somebody, yeah, I'm Christian. I don't really believe you should be changing the body that God gave you or something like that. So people heard that, and then they started working backwards to try and invent transphobia. So the next thing that was transphobic is in Pokerogue, you can choose like your main character, the male or female character that Pokemon's always done. people are like, well, he didn't give us a non-binary option. So, boom,
Neither
there's a
does
level of
Pokemon.
transphobia.
Neither does regular Pokemon. What do you
neither does regular
mean?
Pokemon. Then somebody said, well, I just found out that this one Pokemon, Meloetta, that was originally genderless in Pokemon, actually has a female gender. That's heteronormative behavior. Boom, transphobia.
Jeez.
Which I am of the opinion is a coding error on his part, because no other genderless Pokemon was given a gender, and there are other genderless Pokemon that are very clearly female or male looking. So if that was really his intention, he probably would have done it to all the other ones too, not just this one.
It was just one.
The other one, just one out of like 50 legendaries.
These people are insane.
Then there is the Pokemon Kirlia can either evolve at a certain level into Gardevoir, or if it was a male Kirlia and you gave it a Dawnstone, it would evolve into Gallade.
Yes.
Well, I'm assuming this change was made because it's a roguelike, and in roguelikes you get stuff randomly, and it was to add like some level of consistency to the game. So it was changed, so Kirlia at level 50 would evolve into Gardevoir, or if it was a female, it would evolve into Gardevoir, or if it was a male, it would evolve into Gallade. So they just took out the stone aspect entirely, and in order to do that, they had to make it split like that. And people were like, you're forcing us to have female Gardevoirs. That's heteronormative. And they did the same thing with the only other Pokemon, to my knowledge, that has a gender-based evolution, which is Snorunt, which evolves into a Frostlass if it's a female with a Dawnstone. I thought Mizu was going to say Meloetta can get it. I mean, she can, but that's a different story. But I discussed this with a couple people, and we are of the opinion that this was probably made just because the game is a roguelike. And in order to make getting the Pokemon more consistent and not relying on finding items, they just changed how they evolved. It could have also been a coding thing. It could have been difficult for them to code that many levels to evolution. So they just decided, fuck it, we'll just trim it down to one version and then stick like that. Because it is like it's a freeware indie project, so it's completely fair if they're trying to cut corners on their coding.
Of course.
Doesn't really bother me.
I would too.
I'm trying to think, was there anything else that they said was like, this proves that he's transphobic now? Realistically, I think those are the main things, is that Gardevoir, or Kirlia and Snorunt evolve solely based on gender now. Meloetta was changed from genderless to female, and the main character can't be non-binary. This is a fan game, right? Yeah. It's a
These
fan
are
game.
such non-issues, man.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean, where I feel like these issues were reverse engineered from him saying he didn't agree with trans people. And people tried to force them into that like transphobic bubble without actually having a good reason.
Okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
I agree with
But
his
it blew
first
up,
take.
and he's left the project over it.
Oh, he has? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's horrible. These people are awful.
All the tweets about this are like, I can't believe Pokorogue is such like a transphobic evil game. Like nobody took his side at all, and I was just like, you're all idiots and I hate every single one of you. And the real thing we should have been talking about is that Pokorogue runs like shit, because you can only run it through your browser and it lags like a bitch.
People are horrible, and
Yeah, sounds about right.
I heavily dislike them. You know, on that topic, I was listening to Tommy C. Mizu, do you know who Tommy C is?
I have a vague recollection
Okay.
of the annoying asshole that he is.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Tommy C is a guy that lives, I believe, in Germany, and he does a podcast roughly every single day, and he's mostly from, I believe, a commentary YouTuber. And he basically he was lamenting on a lot of the whole trans stuff, and he said, and I'm going to speak a little bit in code here, but he basically said all of these people, the way that they act, he's like, not all of these people, but all of these people act just like certain people did that were in the country that I'm in now. And he said they all act like that, and they all represent that with how they act and how they treat people and how they try to silence people that they don't like. And it's just like, I can't say no that I disagree with that. I think that if you are actively trying to silence people for their beliefs, for dissent, for not completely agreeing with you, you are no better than certain people that are fascist, in my opinion. You are no better. In fact, I would say that you are on the same ropes as them. So it is very disgusting that people continuously do that, because it only shows that they aren't worth trusting. I don't want to say that. Anyway. That Pokemon stuff, that was just really sad to hear. Because that sounds like... Because didn't he start it?
Yeah, it was his project.
Yeah, it was his baby. And he was forced to walk away from it because people are assholes. I can't stand people like that, man. Goose steppers? I don't know what that means.
That would take a history lesson if you have no idea what that means.
Is that a World War II reference?
This is not a history channel.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. The online trans community is unhinged? Yes, I agree. Because I know there's plenty of good trans people. Some of them I know in real life. And they are normal human beings that don't act out or be weird or make their identity everything about them. I don't know. Do you want to talk about the new Ninja announcement? We're not going to talk about any of the specific talents, but we can talk about the Ninja announcement itself, because I thought the Ninja announcement itself was kind of funny.
I don't pay attention to Ninja anything.
Okay.
I think their company is a shit show.
Well, do you remember when they made the announcement with the big gate that they put out there and everybody was making fun of it?
Ninja was announcing their new generation chat, and they stole a stock image of a gate, and then they photoshopped the gate to be slightly open.
Yeah, chat. So this is I pulled up the photoshopped image here. I noticed right away.
Chat, I don't know what the gate has anything to do with their new generation. Because what was their new generation? It was a maid.
It was a maid. It was a Ronin, and it was a cute girl, basically.
Yeah. So I have no idea what the fuck the gate was about. Like they thought it was some deep, significant hint as to their new generation. It had nothing to do with what they released, so I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
No, chat.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
know?
My first guess, which was obviously way out of left field, but I was like, man, are they gonna recycle old models? Are they digging up the dead?
Yeah, chat.
Well, at first
You're gonna have a bunch
it was
of old
gonna
people.
be angels, and they thought it was supposed to be the gates of heaven. Then somebody found out the stock image was of a cemetery gate, and then they're
The gates of hell. Yes, chat. This is
then
the
their
gates of hell.
opinion changed to they were recycling old shit. And then it came out, and it's just three average-looking people, and nobody knows what the gate meant.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we ever will. I don't think they're ever gonna say what it meant or why they decided to Photoshop a stock image that you can find on the internet.
Instead of just paying an artist when they have like 8 billion artists to do the models.
Well, I thought about that actually, because like when I saw that new announcement came out, Rima threw that out there, and I was like, why do they have the money to continuously pump out new? Because it feels like Ninja, for all the shit you can get for a Kopo, Ninja throws out new models like twice or thrice a year. It feels like. I don't know how right I am on that, but they just do it constantly. I'm always seeing a new model from them, and I'm like, how do they afford this? And people rightly pointed out, well, they don't pay their talents, so it doesn't matter.
True
So
enough.
I have no idea how they're able to get away with it, but the fact that they Photoshop images, make up shit, yeah, that makes sense. It's not like they're paying their talents to do anything important anyway, so it's, whatever.
I just don't get it, chat.
They don't pay artists. That's not what I said. They don't pay talents, or if they do, they pay them very little. Because didn't some of the Ninja talents say that they pay for a lot of their own shit, and Ninja Sanji helps next to
The
nothing?
weird controversy about the new male VTuber. Are we talking about the one that everybody thought was somebody else?
We're not. I don't know if we have enough information to talk about that one, because as much as...
Here's the thing, chat. Everybody says it has been confirmed it's not him. It has not been confirmed it's not him. The person he is accused of being, who he has a vested interest in not being related to, came out and said that he was not him. He could just be lying. And we don't really want to say much about it other than that, because he could also just be telling the truth. But it's very
Exactly.
weird that the guy who is accused of scamming people came out on his account after not talking for a while and saying, people are accusing me of having dealings with this sketchy Nijisanji company, and you guys know I would never do that. Like, dude, he is suspect because they think he's you, not because they think you're him. You've got it backwards.
No, yeah. No,
You're
yeah.
the problem personality.
So yeah, and so I don't want to infer. I don't even really want to talk about that much because again, we don't know. But some people think that he is a VTuber that has some shady backstory. Hopefully not. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. Hopefully not. I would hope that Ninja-sanji is smart enough not to do that. You can take that either way if you'd like.
I mean,
Hopefully
it wouldn't
not.
be the first time a company hired a scammer.
It's true, but again, hopefully not.
Where's the badges, fruit?
Never let her live that down. She should not be allowed
It's
to.
wild that she just scammed a bunch of people and everybody just like walked away from it.
Oh no, I'm not saying that you shouldn't not let her live it down. I'm saying that we should not ever let her. Yeah, never let her live that down. You know, if a YouTuber wants to like do a merch run chat, and they did what Fruit did, just remind them. Just remind us like, where's the other one though? Where's your old merch run?
Where's the money, fruit? I mean, Cuffles. I mean, huh?
See, because like, here's the thing, chat. Right now, until Paco comes and takes over and does merch for us, I am kind of in charge of making sure that me and the unpaid intern that I asked to help ship my stuff, ships my stuff. Like, if I can do stickers very easily, I know that like badges or little pins and stuff might be a little bit different, but if I can do that very easily and make sure they get shipped out off of Etsy in time, Fruit has no excuse, and I think she's a scammer. Just
That's
saying.
what Gamer Subs is for. I actually don't like any of the Gamer Subs flavors. They haven't put out one I like yet.
Maybe they'll make one for you when you get it sponsored by them.
Look, if they make one for me, just give me the one that Poggers gave me, where it's a sleepy time mix. I don't care about your energy drinks. I want the sleepy mix.
Did Poggers make one for you?
Yeah, no, they didn't make me like my own brand. But the only one I ever bought from Poggers was a blueberry nighttime mix that had melatonin in it.
Has
I made
melatonin
an
in
ice
it?
pop. Yeah.
They put medication. Is that legal?
Melatonin isn't medication.
It's a vitamin supplement.
Oh, okay.
People treat it as medication because there's like supposed studies that it fucks you up if you eat too much of it, but that's kind of anything.
Yeah,
It's just
chat. You
something
can
that
drown
helps you
yourself if
sleep.
you drink too much water.
Yeah. It's just to help you sleep.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't need energy drinks to keep me going. I need sleepy drink.
Melatonin's over the counter. My counter argument would be that so is ibuprofen, but I get it. I get it.
What,
don't
you want to
even
put
treat ibuprofen as
ibuprofen in
medication.
drinks?
I would not say that's a good idea, but I'm sure that people have done it. It's a hormone. There you go.
Look, all I know is it's safe for me to drink melatonin.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway,
And it's
fruit.
one of the nights I drink it is probably the nights I get a decent night's sleep.
Oh, I agree.
I'm saying chat. I'm not, first off, not a doctor, so don't take anything I say as medical advice. But I would probably suggest if you don't have issues sleeping, you probably shouldn't be taking sleep aids in general.
No.
I genuinely have issues sleeping.
Fact.
So, like, for me, it's kind of a necessary thing. They brew that stuff in a bathtub. No, we're not Keffels.
No. No, no, no. I mean, you don't even really need to brew that in a bath. Where does melatonin come from?
Plants?
Well, what is it? Is there a plant that's just called melatonin, or?
Probably not. It's probably a
Okay.
mix of shit. I've never looked it up. I don't know. I'm not a...
I mean, fair enough. I was just curious.
Where does melatonin come from?
Because technically, all medications come from some form of plant. It's just that they've been processed to the point where it can be harmful for your body.
Oh, melatonin can come from like a lot of things because it's just naturally in food.
Well,
So
there you
apparently
go.
a lot of nuts are very high in melatonin content.
So Mizu, the next time you need to go to sleep, just eat a bunch of nuts.
So the top 6 foods that are the highest in melatonin are nuts, fish, milk, cherries, mushrooms, and eggs.
And that's why people say drink a glass of warm milk.
I'm
For bed.
guessing.
There we go. Fish. I know why you
I'm
stopped
guessing what they
sleeping.
do
Tom.
to make like melatonin supplements is they just like squeeze it out of the different foods.
They squeeze it out,
Oh,
huh?
they apparently they synthetically make it.
Oh, really?
The one they use for pills and supplements that's made synthetically.
Okay.
Apparently it helps with cancer treatments. That's an interesting one.
Melatonin?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, there you go, chat. That sounds wrong. How over is Keffals? Not at all. None of the... Listen, when it comes to Keffals, the only people that are going to call them out are going to be commentary creators and people that actually are smart. Nobody is going to cancel Keffals because... What?
No, just I was still reading through this article.
Oh.
If you are working in therapy or psychology, please stop abbreviating things as CBT. Because that is a completely different meaning to a lot of other people.
Now, yes.
Do you have problems sleeping? Maybe you could try CBT. No, I think I'm good. I don't need that. Pretty sure that'd keep me awake longer, to be honest.
Same. No, yeah, chat. When it comes to Keffals is done. Like nobody's really going to take them seriously ever again.
Oh, people are still going to bat for them.
Well,
They're always going to be around.
Yeah, there's going to be stupid people, and I do mean stupid when I say that because they genuinely don't care that she scammed people out of money. But there are going to be enough smart people that Keffals is not going to be in a position of power ever again. At least not a legitimate one. They're still going to have their Twitter space. They're still going to have their Discords where they like to spy on all of the people that they don't like. But they're not in a serious position ever again. And they did that to themselves. I don't know. Let's see. We talked about... Okay. This one's a really quick one. So Twitter is taking away the ability to view other people's likes, period. This is something that I was kind of shocked about, honestly. Their reasoning, which I think is kind of dumb, is that they don't want you to feel harassed by other people because your likes are public. Which, again, I think is dumb. But unfortunately now, chat, if you see somebody calling you mean names because you like lollies, you cannot now look into their likes anymore. Which is very sad because I feel like you should be able to call them out. Obviously, that's not the only way to call out a stupid person by using their likes. You can use their follows or their tweets or their retweets. But I know a lot of people were very sad to hear that Elon is removing the likes menu. Remember to archive everything. Yes.
So is it they're deleting the ability for people to look at your likes entirely, or they're
Yes.
giving you an option to hide it?
I believe that they're just going to remove it
It's
entirely.
private by default. Yep.
So I can remake it public?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I know they said that you can see who likes your posts, but you can't see what posts that users have liked.
I want to know.
And
who-
also on
Oh, go ahead.
on the same vein of Twitter, you now have to submit your ID for monetization on Twitter.
Which is kind of fair, I guess. I mean, like,
I wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
I mean, they need your bank information and shit already to get paid. So what's the difference?
That's something that kind of bothers me because, like, I always liked the idea that you had to pay for a check mark, and the reason why is your ID is your credit card. It's kind of hard to well, not really, but it is not very easy to have a credit card in your possession with somebody else's name on it and then to use it. And so I always felt like a credit card was a really good way of verifying identity because banks, when they send payment details, you can get basic information. I guess that's just not enough for Elon. So now you need to use your ID, which I'll still never upload. I mean, like, as far as I know, Twitter, at least under Elon, hasn't suffered any major issues, but it doesn't mean I still don't trust.
That was already a thing. Yeah, it was a thing, but it was optional. Now, in order to, you know, make money off of Twitter, you have to submit your ID. Before, it's still optional, submit your ID, but you can't make money off of anything. Which I'm sure will include live streaming to make money off of Twitter.
It would have to be incentivizing enough, because I'll be completely honest with you, while streaming on Twitter has been interesting, I don't see it being very useful. I don't know. I'd seen some creators say, hey, put your videos on Twitter, and I might do that. I just don't know if it is yet. The jury's still out from manager, but we'll see. We shall see. I don't know, what do you think, Mizu?
No opinion.
He doesn't care because his accounts keep getting banned.
Yeah,
enough.
fuck Twitter, bro.
Fair enough.
They brought back Nick Fuentes, but they won't bring back me. Eat a dick, Elon.
Yeah,
Free speech, my ass.
I am kind of in agreement that it's just like, if you're gonna bring back polarizing things, because like, you cannot get much more polarizing, in my opinion, than Nick Fuentes, child leader of the Mexican child leader of the white race. By the way, I don't know how much worse you can get. Like, that guy is so hard on the political spectrum, so far, like, on any way that, like, I don't understand how Mizu is unacceptable. Is it because Mizu looks like a girl? I don't know. I don't know how it's decided, but...
That's right, chat. Women aren't allowed free speech.
Nope.
I understand it, though. I would feel like if crazy of the crazy can get in, this makes no sense. They can shame gay with, or excuse me, they can shame Nick with the gay stuff. They can't shame you, Mizu. This is true. Mizu can't be shamed for being gay. Oh goodness, no. Okay. I really only have one or two more things here that we can talk about tonight, chat. The first one is PewDiePie calling out Western people for how they're acting in Japan. And he actually got, oddly enough, some people were getting upset at him for this take, but I'm in full agreement, and I am realizing it more and more every single day. But Western people suck. Obviously, I don't feel like I suck because I feel like I'm very respectful. But a lot of Western people just suck in general. Let me see if I can find the video. I shared a video today, chat, that was just absolutely disgusting to see, of a person trying to video a poor Japanese person as they were just trying to go to work. And like, so PewDiePie made a video. I believe he made it with Cinnamon Toast Ken. And they were just talking about how horrible people in the West are. Like, they go to other countries, Japan, like, biggest example, and they just act like idiots. Absolute horrible people. And I don't really understand why. I don't get it. These people are... They're horrible. Oh, here it is. Let me pull it up for you, chat. Yeah, this is it. This is in Kyoto. Okay, there we go. So this person right here, this asshole. Oh, it's a female. Okay. So this Karen right here, she is trying to film this poor woman. Look at how poor this poor woman is. She's just trying to go to work. And look at this asshole right here. Like, what the fuck? Exactly, and people are shouting out in chat, that's like so rude, that's so mean. Like, what the hell, man? Why do you have to do that? We need to ban the West from Japan. Like with the Vivian stuff, this how these I'm seeing these people act in Japan, I almost feel like Japan needs to pull out of the West period and just like go full isolationist again. Let the base people in, but like keep all these weird people out.
I mean, unfortunately, if Japan goes full isolationist, their country will collapse.
Unfortunately, you know what? You are right, because unfortunately they do kind of rely on other people for some of their economy. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, and the yen is already so weak. It will again collapse. Their money will mean nothing. They will go and everyone will run out of money. Everyone will starve, and yeah, it'd be bad. It's like how some people in the U.S. wants our country to go full isolationist, but we can't because then our country will fall. No country can go full isolationist. I mean, look at North Korea. Granted, they're not even full isolationist because they still work with China and Russia.
Kind of, yeah. They work just enough.
Yeah, and they still have a tourism thing set up through China.
Mm-hmm. Wait, North Korea does?
Yeah.
They...
How do you think? How do you think that one dude got beaten into a coma?
I'll be honest, I just never really thought of it. To be completely real with you.
No, he went to North Korea via a tourism thing through China. They usually Americans don't go through there because North Koreans don't like Americans.
It's very fair.
They have a captured U.S. I don't think it was one of our warships, but it was one of the Navy ships that they managed to capture. They turned into a museum and turned into a whole propaganda museum against North America.
That's
well, the
interesting.
United States specifically.
We should threaten them and take it back. That's
Can't
crazy.
exactly do that. Yeah.
He tried to steal a
think
propaganda poster. Oh, well, see, that's just American being stupid.
No, that's not even confirmed either. It was never confirmed that it was actually him. It was an extremely grainy CCTV video, and they're like, blame the American. There's no concrete proof that it was actually him that took the propaganda poster, because it was a hooded person in a black sweatshirt.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's an insane case.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like going back to Japan. I just feel extremely bad because you get a lot of these stupid people. And I do feel like, unfortunately, part of this has come because of the commodification of going over and seeing something interesting. Like, obviously, it's not your culture, so you think it's interesting. You gotta preserve or take a picture of it. But it's just like, don't be like shitty people. Don't be like, you know what, chat? Don't be like Jake Paul that goes and is utterly disrespectful to other cultures. I think that if you can... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You like the bigotry baton, Mizu?
Wait, what?
I made the bigotry baton and I posted it in shooting.
Oh my god.
Here, give me a sec. I can... Yeah, no, I think it's fine here, actually, yeah. There you go, chat.
It's leaking into my room.
Do you like my stick, chat?
You added it to VTuber Studio.
There we go, chat.
Chat. Careful, you're gonna whack me with that. That's funny.
Why is it larger when Mizu holds it?
Because the way that I have the VTuber Studio set up, we are all slightly different sizes. Because all of our models are slightly different sized.
Here, I will fix it for you, Akko. One sec.
It's funny though. But like, for those of you that are talking about the one global currency, it's like, I'm sure at least some of you guys know what BRICS is.
There you go. Fixed.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Because the countries under BRICS is trying to make one currency for their alliance.
There
That's
we go,
gonna
chat.
work
How's
out
that
very
look?
well.
Well, it's like the fact that all the countries that are under BRICS has a shit ton of gold and stuff put away. All their currency is based off of the gold that they have. Unfortunately, all the US currency is based off of what the oil that we have, and that is quickly going away.
Wait, really? Is that? I thought we didn't really
Ours is based off of our oil trade. Why do you think the Iranian deal is supposed to, you know, help with everything, and then that's when the attack on Israel happened? Yeah.
This is getting very political for my taste.
I know, but I'm expanding.
You're expounding.
Explaining how our currency is currently going, and that's why the value of the US dollar is plummeting, and that's why our inflation is so high.
Economics brain. No, yeah, I don't know.
Mizu sleepy.
But yeah, the BRICS country right now is composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab
Emirates.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oil and guns are what back the
most
dollar.
of U.S. oil storage and actively refuses to replenish the stockpile. Interesting.
Because he's stupid.
Did you guys see Skibbity Biden?
No, and I don't want to.
Pippa put it on my timeline, and I had to watch it.
Oh.
No.
See, some people in chat have seen it. It is horrible. Chat. It's exactly what you think it is.
I saw a preview and I'm like, I am not watching this prime nighttime filth.
It is as bad as you think, exactly.
Yeah, I refuse to watch that filth.
Thank you, Pippa, for putting that on my timeline.
I'm sure you'll refind it and send it to me anyway, so I just wake up.
No, I just have to go through Pippa's timeline. I can find it pretty quick.
It's so bad. It looks so bad. I don't.
God damn it.
This isn't.
Somebody
I was
send
looking.
it to you.
Like, okay.
No, Nashi put it in Drama General.
You're welcome.
Like, this isn't supposed to be political, but
It's not political. It's fucking
No,
boomer
no.
brain rot trying to relate to the kids. It's painful.
This is a different thought, but like these past 4 years, I've been very embarrassed to call myself an American. I've been very embarrassed. I don't know. I just like, Chad, you have no idea how many times I've thought to myself, you don't have no idea how many times I've weighed whether or not my First and Second Amendment is worth moving to another country just because I want to escape how horrible I feel like America has become. I don't know. Maybe one day I could rant about that more, but like, holy shit. It's not to that point yet, but
I just moved to Japan. I'll make sure to pixelate my genitals as I cross the border, and I'll be good.
I would definitely. Here's how I would do it, chat. I'd move to Japan, and hopefully by then I'd pick up a trade. I'd tell them that I could do all sorts of things. I'd be treated as a god over there because I know how to repair more than just a couple different things. I'd work my ass off, and America would never see from me again because I would refuse to go back, and I would refuse to pay American taxes because I would no longer be an American. But it's not to that point yet.
Do you still need to? Well, are you gonna renounce your American citizenship if you move over?
Oh,
I'd never do that.
If America gets rid of the First and Second Amendment, I would, because at that point, America's not worth it anymore.
I honestly don't think you'd even be able to do that because do you know how extremely hard and rare it is for a foreigner to get Japanese citizenship? And if you don't have that citizenship and you give up your American citizenship, then you legally can't own property anywhere. You can't get any visas. You would basically be...
I wouldn't do it before guaranteeing another citizenship. Like, I would...
Chat, you never renounce your citizenship until you have citizenship somewhere else, because then if for some reason they change their mind and don't want you around, they have no idea what the fuck to do with you.
According to
And you end
Japanese,
up just getting dumped in legal limbo.
Rain says, according to Japanese citizenship does require renouncing of U.S. citizenship. They only allow secondary citizenship if you are Japanese first. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then if the Japanese would be accepting of me, and I am quiet enough and I am respectful enough, in my opinion, that I feel like I would fit in, that I would do it. But again, two things have to happen. The First and Second Amendment have to, like, be so badly irrelevant that they just don't apply anymore. Those are the only reasons why America's worth it. But at that point, if America lost those two things, the entire world is kind of fucked. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like...
Don't move to Dubai. Don't worry.
America is the only country that people say that they actively hate it, but then refuse to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
where are you gonna go? You're gonna go hang out in Mexico with the cartels?
Fuck
Have
no.
fun?
Also,
not
if
gonna
they
hang
talk
with you,
shit in
Ralph.
any other country, they do not have the freedom of speech to protect them from getting beat or sent to jail.
Mm-hmm. No, if that ever happened, I'd just move to Japan and I'd be quiet. You may never hear from me on the internet again if that were to happen. I'd just leave. And the internet would fall apart, by the way, if that happened. You don't want the First and Second Amendment to be gone. Anyway, off of the political take, chat, we have one more topic tonight. It's actually a bit of VTuber drama. This is an interesting one because I'm interested to see what people think. There is a streamer, a VTuber ASMR streamer, I almost forgot it for a moment, named Lay Kitties. That apparently got a hate raid. I don't know if I would call it a hate raid, but Lay Kitties got some attention from a male, I hate saying flesh, but flesh streamer. Apparently,
The word is flesh tuber, get it right?
A
normal streamer.
Akko, I think her name is Leah.
Is it Leia?
Leah.
Is it Leia?
Yeah, L-E-A-H.
Okay, I don't care.
That's a Lay. No,
I don't care.
Don't say Leia, you're sexualizing her. She didn't consent to be sexualized.
I'm calling her Lee. Lee Kitties. Lee Kitties. So she is a ASMR streamer. From what I've been told, she is not like she's not wholesome or say so. All right. She is very saucy with some of her work. And one night, it sounds like a flesh tuber came into her chat and wasn't very nice. I don't know really the extent of it. There's a clip that we're gonna watch that might illustrate some of it, but she was probably not being treated very nicely. And obviously, I don't think that you should ever direct hate. In fact, we say all the time, don't go harass people that we talk about because that's not nice. But she was very upset with this and decided to come on and get mad at him. And here, I'm actually just gonna pull back and we're gonna watch the clip because I want to see kind of, I want to show chat just kind of what was going on. Oh, hold on, let me mute the music here so I can turn him up.
Hold up, I'm gonna tell her the agent wants her. I got you, agent. Hold up.
No, run.
Agent Zero wants you.
Oh, is that what this is?
It's not a rerun. Wait, she's talking. Can you?
Is that what is?
Say his name.
Wait.
She's talking about you.
So is this all that he was doing? Because I
Did you not watch this ahead of time?
I did. Well, okay, I watched it, but I didn't actually see what he was typing because I was told that it wasn't
This is
that
why
bad.
I found it so funny.
Go look for the sub.
Is she just getting raided? Is that the whole reason why she got shit-fit angry? Is that it?
They sexualized her against her consent, Akko.
Wait, is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Like, kitties, you are such a bitch. She gets so mad saying that he sexualized her. What happened exactly? Sounds like he just went into her chat and started saying like silly stuff. I mean, if there's more, if he actually like said deplorable things, that's not nice. My major problem with this is when you are an ASMR streamer, that's not like say-so content, especially with what she was doing. You kind of give away some of the room to complain when someone is sexualizing you because of the content you make. Like, I'm trying to think about how to say it. And you guys can help me if...
When you act like a whore, you can't be complaining that people treat you like one.
There you go. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And so she got mad for it. She got really big mad. Apparently she was the target of slurs. And she says sexualization. But again, if someone's sexualizing you and this is what you're doing, get over it or stop streaming, bro. You're making a stream where you're licking the mic or whispering into it. I've seen pornos before. I'm not quite sure what you're expecting here, alright? Apparently his chat said some things, but were banned fairly quick. Well, great! You don't need to come out and say this, because my big problem with this is whenever somebody comes out and says, oh, I was harassed, I was hurt, that just shows them that they can do it again and get the same interaction. Chat, I don't know if you know this, but like the best way to beat a troll is to just not engage. And she did exactly the worst thing possible. Not only that, I'm looking for the tweet here. But another streamer, I believe he is also a VTuber. His name is Toledo. Am I saying that right? Toledo?
Toledo.
Yeah, so Toledo is another streamer. Perfect, there's the tweet. Let me pull this up.
He's also a bit of a cuck.
I know nothing about him. But he says... you can't control. He's basically saying that he's the streamer should have had more of a control over his chat. And I what I will say is I believe to some extent that once you say, chat, please don't go harass this girl, you have alleviated all pressure from yourself. Because if your chat decides to go like do stupid shit, yeah, it sucks, but I can't control them. I don't know. I feel like she can't really complain. Like if some random dude's gonna come in her chat that obviously wants to troll, I don't know what to say, ma'am. Stop streaming then if it's so bad.
Yeah, it's like I agree for like, you know, the majority of the points, but also it seems like he's been doing this to multiple people in bad faith as well.
He did it to Morgpie. I don't know if you guys.
I mean, I don't give a shit about that whore, but the other one.
Yeah, Morgpie is like a total loot. Wasn't she the one that started? One of the girls that was on the.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was doing the majority of the basically nude trends on Twitch.
Yeah, so it seems like this streamer here, this guy, goes after what he perceives to be lewd streamers to make fun of them. And to be honest with you, I do think to some extent, if you're on Twitch and this is what you do, you probably can get made fun of and you can't really complain.
When
Sorry.
you make yourself a public figure, you are consenting to be made fun of.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lake Kitties, but if this is what you're doing, I might make fun of you because
It doesn't matter like what you're doing on Twitch. It's just if you are a public figure in any regard, you are consenting to being made fun of.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but and also like, depending on how seriously Twitch will take this, he could get banned for whoever knows how long because it is like even though it's his fans, it's still people in his chat doing the harassment.
I don't think he should have if he encouraged them, if he like said, hey, go harass this girl, okay, probably should be banned for that because that's not right. That is targeting harassment.
Yeah, it is targeted harassment. I agree.
Yeah, if he's telling this girl to go comment or telling these people to go comment in her chat and harass her, yeah, he probably should be banned for a while so that he can think about his actions and hopefully never do it again.
No, he'd still continue to do so.
But like, if people have genuine criticism and want to ridicule you for your whorish behavior, I feel like they should have the right to. And if they want to make fun of you, oh well, get off the internet if you have such a big problem with it. Sorry, I'm not sympathetic towards you for it. Not really. I don't know. That was pretty much the last big thing. I don't know, VTubers are so sensitive, man. I go through this cycle where I'm like, do I want to still be in this community? Do I want to just go dark and never let nobody ever see me ever again? Or do I just want to continue? I always decide I want to continue because I feel like if I'm black-pilled, it's not good enough.
I put something in shooting the shit.
Uh-oh. You have another fun thing to talk about.
Right.
Oh.
If you want to rant about this, Akko, that is fine.
What about Ricada?
Yes.
I mean, that's asking. I mean, that's telling Akko that she could go off for multiple hours.
I'm not gonna go off for multiple hours. I've already gone off for multiple hours with Mizu, but somebody made a thread about Ricada. Let me pull it up really quickly here. All right, chat. I'm gonna ask you, chat. Press 1 if you know who Nick Ricada is. Let me bring up a picture. Let me bring up a picture of him. I want to find a funny picture of him. You know what? That's a good picture of him. Oh gosh, let me zoom out. And now zoom back in. Alright. This is Nick Ricada. Nick Ricada was a lawyer from Minnesota. And he started doing YouTube content quite a few years ago where he talked about, I believe, the LOL suit from Dick Masterson and Maddox. I believe that's actually how he got his start. And he covered Christian's shit. His big leap to fame was covering the Vic Mignogna case because, quick recap, Vic Mignogna lost his job because of sexual misconduct or alleged sexual misconduct. And Nick wanted to help the guy. So Nick started a GoFundMe, recommended a lawyer, and, you know, long story short, Vic didn't win, but Nick Ricada still moved up. Nick Ricada, over the years, has covered multiple cases that has boosted him. Besides the Vic one, he also covered the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. I believe that it was either that one or the Johnny Depp trial, where he achieved over 100,000 concurrent viewers and made thousands upon thousands of dollars every single day. This man raked in money so quickly from just talking about the law, and he would often have different lawyer guests. They would come on and would talk about the law, and it was very interesting because besides not Legal Mindset, because Legal Mindset is a somewhat newer guy, Legal Eagle, besides Legal Eagle, no one really had a guy that was down to earth and that would sit down and actually explain the law to you in the way that Nick did. You only had Legal Eagle, and from what I've seen, not a lot of people really like Legal Eagle that much. So Nick was like the big guy, and a lot of people that called him the king or the law pope of YouTube. That started to change after I believe the Johnny Depp trial, and he slowly just started getting worse and worse. I didn't really notice this change because I didn't watch him very often after the Johnny Depp trial because, you know, my tastes change. But over the past like 2 years, he's been slowly degrading more and more. He would drink more. He would do more things. He would cancel more shows. It was found out that he went to a hedonism party with his wife. Quick side note, he's like he portrayed himself at the very least as a very Christian conservative guy. He has 5 or 6 kids. And so he's a very Christian conservative guy. And so he starts doing all these hedonist things with his wife. Within the last couple of months, people started thinking he was doing swinging with this other couple that runs a radio show. And with all of this happening in the background, he is also being sued because during a drunk stream of his, he decided to call a gentleman on the internet a child predator, and he said it in such a way that would be considered to a lot of people defamatory. And so the other night, he had a stream where he was very drunk because he lost an appeal in that case. He didn't lose the case, he lost an appeal in that case, and he decided to drunk stream. And during that drunk stream, a lot of bad shit happened. Some people think that one of the people he was swinging with was sucking him off underneath the desk. And it was just really a lot of bad stuff. Okay, so bring it to today. Up until today, I wasn't quite sure how much lower he could go, chat. He ended up getting arrested today. I wonder, let me see if I can bring up the charges. Oh my gosh, the charges are already Google searchable. That's awesome. Here are the charges, chat. This is him and, okay, so this is Ricada down here. This is his wife. his wife did not look like this a couple years ago, because I used to see pictures of his wife. His wife did not look this gaunt. They both look like feral ghouls at this point. All right, he was arrested for drug possession in the 5th degree. I don't really know what that means. And also possessing a firearm while in possession of drugs. Because here's the thing, chat. You can't really get arrested for owning a firearm in Minnesota, but you can get arrested for having a firearm on your person if you're also in possession of drugs or under the influence of drugs. I'm pretty sure that's the case everywhere in America, because when you're under the influence of things, having a deadly weapon is very dangerous. So they were both arrested. There was another person that they were swinging with that was also arrested along with them, but they were both arrested. And it's just like with this entire arc of Nick Rekieta. All right. He started as one of the most wholesome, big chungus dudes. He was really big in the anime sphere. At one point, he almost had a collaboration with Pippa. Pipkin Pippa. He almost had a collaboration with the rabbit. And like, he is such a fuck up within the last 2 years that seeing him land where he is now is honestly just really depressing. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like it's like watching a friend that you, obviously this is kind of silly because of parasocialness, but it's like watching a friend that you grew up with. Because I started watching this guy back when I lived in California, and I would listen to him cover some Chris Chan shit. When the Vic Mignogna stuff happened, I was subbed to him, and I would listen to all of his podcasts because I needed something to listen to while I was doing security. And this guy got me through a lot of early years, and I would listen to him, and he would just get better and better. And then just like instantly, he starts with the hedonism stuff. He starts drinking more. He and his wife start swinging, and now he's in jail. And people think he'll be in jail for a long time. Like, if they actually convict him on this stuff, people were putting out some information on the statutes. He could go to jail for 15 years and have to pay like an exorbitant amount of money. And he's, again, still in a lawsuit with this guy online that he called a pedophile. It's just like, how do you fuck up your life that badly without being in LA? What's happening with his kids? So we really don't know. I would hope and pray that his kids are under the protection of somebody that they can trust. I would say that the best thing that can happen right now is that his kids get not handled by him right now. Because if he is actually going to be in jail for a while, his kids need to be in some sort of foster care or with somebody that they trust. Because with the amount of drinking that he has done, he is not fit to raise his kids right now. So he is 42, chat. His youngest kid is 6. All right. My mom, I know how hard that is for parents that are that old. Like, my mother is reaching her 50s, and my youngest sibling is still not a teenager yet. And I know how hard that is. And he's got 5 kids that are still at home with him. 5 kids. And this is how he's acting. I didn't even mention, like, the drugs that he probably has was probably cocaine, because people are pretty sure that the other night when he did his drunk stream that they saw white powder on his nose. Dude is 42. He doesn't look, I know, he doesn't look 42. This man looks like he's, like there are high quality pictures of this man recently where he looks like a feral ghoul. And I don't know. This is so depressing. It's just so depressing to me, because this man had it all. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all he had to do, continue doing, was talk about the law. Continue law-splaining the interwebs. That's all he did, was talk about the law. And he was a nice father. Like, there were times where he was very nice to his kids, and if they came in, and it's just, I don't know, chat. Maybe this is a wake-up call. If you are under substance abuse, chat, let this be your wake-up call to get out of your substance abuse. All right? Because you don't want to end up like him. You don't want to end up like Nick Rekieta. It's just sad. That's it. All I had to do is keep
Did you
his chin
enjoy
up.
your rant?
Not really. I'm just really sad. And I know I'm probably the only one here that, like, out of the three of us that, like, was most invested with seeing his growth, because I was just really happy. Like, seeing a guy like him doing so well, and to see him piss it all away because he wants to be an LA comedian or whatever the hell he wants to be, is just so sad. I don't know. What do you think, chat? You don't have to fall this far? I agree. I just don't... I have no idea how it gets to this point.
Delusions of grandeur.
That's a possibility.
Indeed. I don't know. I haven't watched his streams in a while, and now this first time I tuned back in, and he's turned into such a... No, yeah, then, and the thing is... I mean, here's the thing. He's always been kind of like a tiny... He's always been kind of like a tiny bit of a degenerate, in my opinion. But he kept it under wraps, because part of the thing that made people like him was the fact that he was like a big chungus, cool dad that everybody could look at and say, that is... this guy knows how to handle himself on the internet. And it's obvious he doesn't. So...
Oh yeah, the Christian medallion.
Oh yeah. So, chat, one of the things that... And I'm going to be honest with you, I believe there's some credence to this. One of the things...
A new hand touches the beacon.
So, chat, if you don't know, Chris Chan... I feel like Chris Chan is cursed. Because... they've... I don't know, I just believe Chris Chan is cursed. Ricada received a Chris Chan medallion one day while he was streaming. The return address was his house, so he actually had to pay to receive it. Someone had sent it to him, and he decided in his infinite wisdom to put it on himself. And I shit you not, the day after he gets that medallion is the day I feel like all of the shit goes down.
The Christian medallion is cursed, chap.
I mean, also don't forget, there's someone else that we all love who also has not one, but two Christian medallions.
Is that Hexa?
Have they worn it though?
Oh, that's right.
She touched it.
You need to message her and tell her.
No, okay. Look at.
That's why her taxes are getting fucked.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Getting fucked.
No.
Accidentally deleting all of her VTuber stuff.
Hexa, you need to get rid of the Christian medallion right the fuck now. Lumi, you need to message her and tell her to get rid of it.
I mean, she's already fully aware. Here you go. Here's shooting the shit. Look at her thread. Oh, hi, Coco. How are you, baby? Hexa, we love you, but everyone else warned you.
She knows.
Here's the question, right?
She knows.
Is the Christian medallion like one of those cursed objects where you can't throw it away? You have to physically give it to another person to pass the curse on to them?
Yeah, it's like an STD. You have to pass it on to someone else.
Read it.
How are you?
I'll be honest with you.
Does she have to curse someone else? Does she have to find someone else to take the medallion?
It's like she can't just give it to someone. They have to actually accept the gift, whether they know what that gift is or not.
Could you live with yourself gifting the Christian medallion to somebody?
I hope she gives it to someone that she does not like.
Send it to Alara.
Send it to exactly. Hexa, send it to Alara. Well, I mean,
so she has
okay.
two of them. Alara gets one. Crimbo gets the other.
No. Yeah, do that.
No. There's a bigger fish to fry than Alara.
Well, I mean,
Sylvie.
I would send it to Marina and Sylvie personally, but
yeah, send it to Marina and Sylvie.
Yeah.
My problem is I think Sylvie might take it, but Marina's probably well informed enough to know not to take it.
I mean, she doesn't have to know what's in the box.
Is it public knowledge what they've been doing to a certain person, or is that secret?
They locked their account, so probably not.
Well, not public knowledge from their side. Is it? Are we allowed to talk about it, or would
I don't
she
think
rather
so.
it stay secret?
I would say that we don't talk about it.
How about we ask and if it's approved, we can talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Alara
Because
gets
I
one.
don't want to bring it up because I know it's a sensitive issue.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would send Dawn one.
You would gift them the Sonichu medallion.
I don't know. Would that be mean?
Well,
it
whoever
might
you
be.
give it to, it's gonna be mean.
It would be because I'm believing that it's cursed. I don't know if I would do that. I would just say, Hexa, you need to burn them. Burn them and then put
No, I
sage
think
out.
you have to gift them.
Yeah, she has to gift them.
All right.
The curse has to be passed on. You can't just throw it away.
Because if you burn it, the curse will just embed itself into your body.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll never get rid of it. It'll be with you to the day you die.
No, it would be passed on to your kin in every future generation. Your bloodline would be cursed at that point.
It'll be like the fucking lady from Holes, who's like, Madame Zeroni curses you and your family for always and eternity.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Oh, no.
You won't get Madame Zeroni if you burn that Hexa. You better gift it. Find somebody that's gonna take it that you don't like.
Hexa, I don't know if you're going to Offkai or any convention, but just give it to someone random.
Yes.
It's no longer
That's
your problem.
right. Go to Offkai. You know what? I don't believe in a supporting
Let fate
Offkai.
decide who ends up with it.
Just put it on a table and just says cries.
Just like I don't support Offkai, and I don't think people should, but I definitely would support you going to Offkai just to give that to somebody. I love that movie. Yeah, Holes was a great movie.
Just leave it on a table with a note that says "free to a good home."
Now, all you need to do is say, for a true and honest fan only.
Chat, you can say a lot about that Holes movie and the book, but the fact that the Madame Zeroni line has been permanently embedded to my head for like ever, that movie did something right.
It's a good
Give it to
I'll
movie.
Off-
never
I
forget the
stab.
name Madame Zeroni.
It's a great movie, I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the
Leave
few...
it on a random toilet.
Also, stupid bots in my chat. Get
Isn't
out.
Fruit going to Offkai? Oh.
I don't
Hexa.
know. I think she might just be going virtually though.
Hexa, you have the opportunity to make the ultimate fruit troll. I don't know, but let this be a reminder, chat. I am like 110% sure that Sonichu is a demon, and whoever buys the medallion is cursed by it. So don't do it.
Okay, but like how cursed is Hexa? Because don't forget, she got 2 medallions. She got signed comics. She got signed Sonichu comics.
I don't think the comics are cursed.
I don't think. No, I don't
it's
think the
just a
comics
medallion.
count. I would say
Okay,
that
I
the
hope
fact that
not.
she owed that much money to the IRS is pretty firm that she like. You don't need to go through exactly what Nick Ricada went through to show that you are royally fucking cursed by the medallions. Getting
Also, she's probably has the benefit of the fact she hasn't actually worn it, so she's still on like the lighter side of the curse.
yeah.
And it's like at least she only touched it with gloves. She wore gloves to touch the medallion,
Pretty
which
much.
is smart.
Chat, if you touch the medallion with gloves, this is how bad you get it. You owe the IRS,
$6,000.
yeah,
Holy
just
shit.
shy of 10 grand.
Yeah, like get rid of
And you
it.
delete your VTuber models.
Yeah.
Do not touch the medallion, chat, and definitely do not wear it.
Don't even buy it.
Don't even look at it. Don't make fun of it either. Don't make fun of the curse, because I know from the fucking Annabelle doll, if you make fun of the cursed object, it'll come and bite your ass.
No, that's not Annabelle. That's another doll. I forgot his name.
The king packed myself.
Let's see.
I thought Annabelle was
Fern-
killing people too from her case.
That curses you when you make fun of it. That is Robert.
Robert the doll.
Yep.
Don't make fun of cursed objects, chat. Just, even if you don't believe in it, just believe in it while you're in front of it.
I've
It'll
had
come
advice.
Azahara.
back to haunt you.
Azahara, I seen your advice. I think Hexa shoving it up her ass would make it worse.
You know
That's
why?
a reference, chat.
Yeah, you know what that means, right, Lumi?
No.
Okay, so, unfortunately. So in Christory, Chris Chan was
Christory.
trolled. Yes, that's what it's called. In Christory, Chris Chan was trolled by Blue Spike, who was a 13-year-old boy, to stick the medallion, to one, cut up the medallion and then stick it up his butt so that he would get his PSN account back.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because they hacked into his PSN.
He had to do it on video too.
Yes, so
There's a
there.
video somewhere of Chris Chan sticking a cut up Sonichu medallion up his rectum.
Yeah.
God damn it. I hate that, one, you told me this.
You're
Two,
welcome.
that it... And I don't know what's worse, that you willingly told me it or that you already knew it.
No,
Or
in
it's
solidarity.
Called Chris or it's called Chris Story.
In solidarity with Chris Chan and his quest to find a boyfriend-free girl, Hexa is going to have to stick it up her cooch.
Oh god.
That is the only way.
Find a boyfriend-free girl.
That is the only way to completely get rid of the curse. See, she's in a lucky position. She's a girl, so she has other options to get rid of the curse.
God damn it.
Did you never see the Chris Chan sign looking for a boyfriend-free girl?
No!
I have to find you the sign one day because he wore it on his chest around college, and it is like a full-size neck to sternum sign that has shit on it like looking for a boyfriend-free girl, no blacks, no people over the age of like 20,
Yeah.
or like sorry, over the age of like 30. No pickles, no women that enjoy pickles.
Unironically.
I think he had something on there like must be blonde or prefers blondes or something.
What the fuck?
It's pretty bad. They tried to force him to stop wearing it, and he'd keep coming back with new ones. And he'd be like, "Well, it's not the one you told me not to wear."
Thank you, Nashi, for putting that in Drama General. I hate it.
What did Nashi put in?
The sign, the poster.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Let me bring this up.
Want Woman is still my favorite.
Want Woman was a good one. Wasn't that just a shirt that just said Want Woman?
Yeah.
Here, chat, we're gonna zoom in. Do you know what is there, chat? Even back then, was a Sonichu. 21 and single, white male, seeking a cute 18 to 21 single female companion. If any men read this sign, mind your own business.
I hate it here.
You know,
I fucking hate it here.
I thought I was putting like too much negativity on him when I said I didn't mean under 20. I forgot that the sign actually was under 20. Granted, he was 21, but for some reason I thought it was under 30.
I don't know.
This isn't the one that was on his chest, though. There was a version where he wore around on his chest that was like on one of those old-timey like strap signs.
It might, yeah, I want to say you're right.
Well, I know it exists because I've seen pictures of him wearing it.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a sports bra. You're probably right on that.
Want Woman was the sports bra one.
Yeah.
That was when he was first deciding he was a woman. By the way, Chris Chan believes all men should have to wear bras. Why am I getting the same bot from the same shit in my chat?
That's a good question. The same URL too.
Because I just banned one.
Yeah, and then you got another one.
And then another one.
That was
Can't
quite
drink
the
enough Mountain
tangent.
Dew fast enough for these Final Fantasy things.
Random
tangent, chat. Final Fantasy XIV is having the truest gamer collab of all time and collabing with Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You can get a Mountain Dew themed Final Fantasy mount in game if you drink
the
enough
Mountain Zoo.
The Mountain Zoo.
I love how in the advertisement they recolored the Hydaling crystal to be green.
I mean, did you see
See
the Final Fantasy
Dew.
character from Mountain Dew Gaming?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Did you see the Final Fantasy character that Mountain Dew Gaming has?
No.
Want to know what his name is?
What?
Big
Big
Sippin'.
Sippin'.
His name's Big Sippin'.
I think
And
some.
he just beat Ukab. He just beat Ukab.
Big sippin'.
Big Sippin'.
Oh my gosh. You know,
I
chat,
think somebody said there was a small protest outside the. Apparently, I think the CEO or something of Mountain Dew actually has a home in Final Fantasy.
Yes.
And there was like a small protest outside of his home over the collab.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, because remember we were talking about this. We were talking about how if we were like CEOs for like a gamer-centric company, we would probably have like a bunch of interns playing games for us.
Yeah.
So they could spot us in like places, and it would give us street cred.
Because it would, yeah. That's great. Didn't the character start Heaven's Ward 2 days ago? I have no idea. Probably.
Apparently, they were like literally just advertising Mountain Dew with the account.
That's awesome. That
But
is.
yeah, chat, hurry up and get your Mountain Dew. But yeah, that was one of the lines people were passing around with the big Mountain Dew Hydrant crystal was
Do
seek, thank, do.
It's great. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, my chest hurts, chat.
We have been going for almost 3 hours here, and we did a
we
pretty.
actually do 3 hours?
Yeah, we started at 10. We were almost at 3 hours, and we didn't have to pad it out by reacting to anything stupid.
That is not a Chris Chan shirt. He did not wear that. That's Photoshop, right?
Whoa, what?
That Murray posted in Drama General.
Oh no.
Oh, that can't be real. Hold on.
Even Chris, I don't think, was that, like, crude with it.
Let me do an image search. Hold on, chat. Let me bring this up for you to look at.
What about Doritos need the full set? The Mountain Dew shirt and the Doritos pants.
I think this is real.
Damn.
Yep.
I think it is.
Chris.
It's real.
Chris.
You know what?
That is wild.
That is wild, yes. Oh my gosh. Lord, forgive my eyes.
I didn't know that was what he did.
Well, chat, in the vein of Chris Chan and Sonic 2, I actually have a Sonic the Hedgehog song for the outro.
Of course you.
I just thought of it randomly. Oh, there's the Want Woman one that's really good.
I mean, doesn't Chris Chan have an original song, or was that another lolcow?
Chris Chan has a bunch of. You know what? Do you guys want to listen? Okay, chat, really quickly. Press one.
No, don't give them the option. You torment them with it. No giving chat the option. They get to be tormented with Chris Chan music.
Hold on. Cute girl.
Did you think I'd lie to you? No, Murray. You're a man of facts.
Yes, there it is. All right, chat. You are going to be entertained by Sony, a cute girl.
Well, chat, I'm gonna have you guys entertained by my friend Introburb, who's playing Fear and Hunger.
Do not curse us. Yes, I will. All right.
So we're calling it there?
Yes.
I got
chat.
something to do.
Bye, chat. You guys have a fantastic one. Bye.
Have fun being tormented. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye, guys.